Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to Liverpool 12 Man Show. A little bit of YouTube or something messing up right there with the intro, but I am live and direct, and I am also going to be doing ratings today. I'm going to be joined by some great people today, some fellow Reds. They'll be here probably shortly, but for now, you have just me on the solo. So I hope that you can help pick up their slack and join me in the conversation, keep it vibrant, discuss the things that you want to talk about before obviously getting into the ratings. And we'll have plenty to talk about when it comes to that, because it was a really great result this weekend. Big up Red for Life, by the way. Big up Red for Life. And hopefully you enjoyed. We got the result, or I got the result. I say we got the result because most likely you're a Red. Brian, I did send a link, but I'll send it again. Give me 1 second. And what I was saying is that it was the result that we wanted, or at least I wanted to see today. I know Brian and I spoke about this, about how we want to. I want to see a draw. I wanted to see a draw today in the Manchester City Arsenal matchup. That's already gone to a final, obviously. 2-2. They pull out a draw. City pulls out a draw by the teeth. It was definitely by the teeth. They were fortunate to get a draw. There's a red card involved in that game. I don't think it was a questionable red card, by the way. Some people are saying, some people are saying that it was or wasn't questionable, likes or such. But sent Brian, by the way. I just resent it. But I didn't think it was questionable. Trossard was on a yellow card already. The game was definitely very physical and touchy. And then you got to see, you really saw what Trossard is a weird case, man. When it comes to Trossard, he definitely fouled Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva made the most of it, obviously, but all the same, it was a foul. He threw his forearm to the back, went into, didn't make a real effort for the ball, and he was taking out the player. But what also helped solidify the yellow was that he then proceeded to boot the ball away. Silly stuff. Silly stuff. So, okay, we got some of the brethren joining already. Big up, JK. How are you doing?
All good, bro. All good. Hope you are, man.
Yes. And we got Nolante. Oh yeah, I got that. That's the result we wanted. It's the result we wanted.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let me bring in Nolante too. Nolante, how you doing? General in the house.
What up, man? JK, tough.
Easy, bro.
Hold on, easy guys. Hold on. I swear both of you predicted 3-0.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
I won it. Yeah.
Yep. Brian had it too. Brian had 3-0 as well.
Yeah, fair play to you. Yeah.
I got only one of the scores though. I thought Ibu and Cody were going to score. I gotta trust more in Lucho. I'm gonna start putting putting some side wagers maybe or something on Lucho getting these hat tricks, getting a hat trick here or there, because he's so close. But I was just talking about the Manchester City game today. Did you guys watch the City Arsenal game?
Yeah. Top game. Old school, Old school. It all worked out the way we wanted it. I just say leave it as that. You can't get better than that. We got 2 points on both of them teams at the weekend.
Exactly how I was looking at it. Some people were saying, "Oh, I want to see." Obviously we hate both of these teams, but some people were saying how they wanted to see, like, since Arsenal was below us, they're like, "Oh, if they get 3 points, not a big deal. City's the more of the threat." The likes and blah blah blah. But I was just saying to myself, anytime that you can get both of the teams that you're going for a title with, if you can get them to drop points and basically only pick up a point each, I'm all about it. I'm all about draws are really what cost us leagues in the past. So hopefully it can continue for them. Let me bring in
Like, for
Brian.
me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
After,
I'm sorry.
oh, bless Brian.
Big up, Brian. Big up, Brian. How are you doing? Irishman in the house.
Yeah, all good. All good. Go
All
ahead.
good.
I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No,
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 bro.
no.
I just want to quickly clarify the game today. Like, it could have been an Arsenal win, and it would have been a headache. Their fans would have just gone over the top. I don't want to handle that. Yeah. So for me to keep it cool, Man City. I never celebrate Man City scoring a goal, or I never want.
I know,
but I needed them to score today.
I know. That is so true. Because I will admit, I was hoping City scored, and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm doing this. Come on, City. And I'm like, wait a minute, that just come out of my mouth. I was like, throw that away. Yeah. Marion's right. Big up Marion. Big up Bonkers. Big up Cal, Dara, Hylor. Let's see. Norm's in the house. Big up Norm. Big up Norm.
That's Norm.
MK Toe. Definitely. Marion put it best. Definitely. She said, it's those draws that come back to haunt you at the end of the season. They really, really do. They really, really do. Dara wanted City to lose. I can understand. And, I get that we can want her. I think City showed that they are vulnerable, if anything. Like, yes, they got the early goal from Haaland today. But, I mean, other than that, they
weren't looking great.
Yeah.
They weren't looking great. As soon as their best player, Rodri, as soon as he left the field, he just went pear-shaped.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because before that, they were leading 1-0. Everything was cool. But just that weird injury he had, I don't know, he didn't look too serious, but for him to come off in a big game like that, he must be in a serious and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the game sort of changed at that point. Trossard, I would say, cost him that game.
Yeah, that was a stupid. I mean, you're on a yellow card. Yeah. You're on a yellow card. It's weird how they go about these things today, as in sometimes, the littlest things can get you a red card. I mean, like Arsenal should know only so well with the fact of, Declan Rice got a red card, a second yellow because he kicked the ball away, which is time wasting. And then Trossard did it today. It's like, come on, man. I know that you fouled. It was a bad foul. And then you go about and you kick the ball. What is kind of weird is that apparently the referee said it was because of the foul that he was giving the yellow. The VAR said it was because of the kicking of the ball. So it's kind of like, I get it. PGMOL kind of like trying to like hedge their bets and cover their bases, because maybe the call was going to be controversial. It's just, yeah. I can't stand Arsenal either, Cal. Certainly not. I can't stand them either.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have become on par with Man United. I don't know what it is about them. Ever since the internet's been designed, this has been a thing.
Yeah, I have. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up tomorrow. But there was actually a poll done, and in the poll, it actually Arsenal was the most delusional fan base. They got voted as the most delusional fan base in the Premier League. So
I have to agree, because of they never won the Champions League, but they're acting like we should be acting, if you understand my point. We're very humble.
Yeah, it's so and JK, what's so crazy about it too is that when you speak to an Arsenal supporter, and whether it's like obviously on the forums that we're in, or even in person, they'll talk to you like they're schooling you in what it is to be champion level. They're talking as if they've won Champions Leagues, or if they've won anything in the last 6-7 years or something like that. Other than maybe like an FA Cup. When's the last time? When did they win the FA Cup? How long ago was it?
2 years ago, was it?
No, it was longer than that.
Is it? Okay. I think that's the only thing he's won with them.
He's only won an FA Cup. He
spent 800 million. Fair play. Like, he is sort of made Arsenal more solid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Arteta as a guy, man. Just can't stand him as well.
Tell me about it. But we got the result that I think the result's going to help us in that. Look, both two teams that we're competing with were that, that most people have in the title race this year, being Liverpool, obviously Arsenal, and also City. Having them both drop points, lose, but basically drop 2 points on this opportunity is big. City has gone once again at top of the league, but again, I'm happy with the result. I'm definitely happy with the result. You Irishman, do you have any opinions on that, or?
No, it's the point is, yeah. I mean, if one of them wins, draw is the only result really that's of any interest to us. So it was either going to be them or City that went top it with a win. So that was bad result either way. So yeah, just go and get the job done now against Wolves. They've dropped points, so make sure that we go out and win our next game, because if we go and do the same, you're back to square one. So when you get those little advantages, that's great, but you do have to then kind of double down and take advantage of them. So go out and get that win. And I didn't know. So if Rodri and De Bruyne are out for 2 months or something,
that's big.
But I don't know. I didn't see any of it, so I don't know if it's a big injury. It was an injury.
It was. I don't know. Forget who was doing the commentary for our game, but they were certainly Arsenal centric more so than trying to see it from a City perspective today, because they were saying how that's a blatant push by Partey, who tends to get involved in some players being injured. We all know the fact that Partey was the player that injured Lucho that year, but they basically did a WWE like body slam practically on him, but he was like, oh, he pushed him and that's the reason why he's injured. I'm like, dude, if you're complaining about a little bit of pushing on a corner kick, get real, man. I mean, like, I've done that myself before, being like, there's some blatant pushing, there's some blatant fouls in the box, but they let that go. They don't call it, It's kind of crazy. And on top of that, what's weird is that it always brings me back to that Caribou Cup game where, they called Endo for like an illegal screen or blocking or something. They called it like blocking the actual, or not blocking, they called it impeding or something, whatever they called it, right? And yet today's goal by Arsenal was very much similar, as in, I think it was Martinelli basically got into his position, got into a place, and just kind of stood there, and even kind of like leaned in to make sure that he did make contact with the goalkeeper. It was one of those things. But anyways, let's see. Let's get some of these. Let's get some of these comments in from the chat here. Big up Bernie, by the way. Big up Bernie. She says City looked a different team. Pep will be off if those charges stick. Oh, I agree with that completely. Haaland will be off, and De Bruyne and Foden's contract will be up. Their superiority looks threatened. Oh, well, if those charges stick, relegation, possible, they'll have to exit Champions League, FA Cup. As you spoke earlier, League Cup could be out of the works for them too. Again, even in League League One, Championship doesn't have to accept them either. I mean, they just have to. They have to basically be accepted by whatever league picks and chooses what they want to do.
I think he's off anyway.
Huh?
I think he's off either way.
Yeah,
I think he's only got a year left. I think he's going to leave next season, regardless.
Yeah, I think so too. Hyler says, didn't like the ref's handling of the Man City Arsenal match at all. At best, Michael Oliver is stupid. Michael Oliver's has been I think he's a couple years running or something like that, but he is one. He's rated as being the best the Premier League has when it comes to referees. And I agree with you today, High Lord. Today he was struggling to maintain some type of balance in the game as to what's a foul, what's not a foul, what's going to be even a bookable offense, what's going to be like, as in it was very questionable on some of his calls as to how he was trying to maintain order in the game. And pretty ugly. Cal says Liverpool second best goal differential and best defense. Put more respect on our name. And if we were 2-1 up to today, and Rodri was off, we would have won up the Redmen. Big up,
Bless
Cal.
Callum.
Big up, Cal.
Bless Callum.
Yeah, wise words, I say. Wise words. That Rodri injury, I don't know if you saw it or not. I got a good look. I know Chris could probably give us a better analysis of probably what it could be. Obviously, he does. He's not diagnosing it, but he's just doing it from visuals as well. But he can at least say, well, what it could be, as in what ligament or what it might be that's troubling him. But I'm sure we'll hear about it. And it's a big blow for City, though. It's a very big blow. Rodri is a very important player for City. So, I don't really wish for anyone to be injured, but it is something that is going to really impact them if he's off for any bit of a stretch here. And, City's they have they didn't win their Champions League game. So they have League Cup coming up as well, right? And then I think they have like the same procedure as we do. So if Rodri's off, they have a Champions League game coming up too. They have a Premier League game coming up. This could be a big stretch for them. And then we'll get to see what is City's quote unquote depth, because now they're gonna have to find a replacement for Rodri. And I know some think that maybe Kovacic is capable, but that's asking a lot from him as well, I think personally. Let's see. Tyler also said, I'm going to bring up Dara's question or point too. Arsenal drawing away against Man City is advantage Arsenal, especially after leading most of the match. They look very good in defense. I can give you a point of saying that. I can definitely give you a point of saying that, yes, it is a slight victory for Arsenal in that they at least showed a lot of heart. They played their butts off, 10 men down. I will openly admit that. They really put a real effort into it. They also showed their true colors of being a bottle job. So that is what it is. Do you guys take it another different way? Do you think Arsenal drawing against Man City is advantage Arsenal today, Brian? And then we'll go JK.
It's one game in the end of September. I mean, I know it's a big. It's round one, I suppose. Like a lot of those people will have been saying, it's between them and City, and that's I suppose it's round one to a degree to them. But it's only a point, and they lost it at the end. The heartbreak, they have all of that, but then they only had 10 men. So you could take more positives from it. Yeah, you can say that they were the man advantage. The City, they were playing away, all those things. Yeah, it still annoyed them that they threw it away at the end, or that they lost it at the end. But I don't know quite advantage, especially not at this stage. It's still far too close. I mean, City can go and win in 8 games in a row now. That's what they're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm more worried about us, to be honest with you, than really whatever Arsenal are doing. I don't really care. Sure. I think it's more of it just gives us a little bit of not a chink of light, but it gives us a real nice boost after a good win. And expecting to get knocked off the top by one of them today
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we were putting it. Look, it's either going to be City or Arsenal that'll be back top, and it'll just be overnight we'll be top. But now we have a different scenario, so it works best for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, fingers crossed that everybody's fit and healthy at the end of their career. But if I'm not going to be crying if Rodri is out for 6 months or if De Bruyne is out for 8 months.
No.
So yeah, I'd say between Kovacic and Gundogan, you could probably get away with a Rodri being out for a couple of games, but for a title challenge or for more than 3 or 4 months, or it would, because we saw what happened the last time he was out. I think they lost 2 and drew 1. He was out for 3 games. They lost 2 of them. I think they might even have lost 3 of them. That was 2 years ago. Palace beat them. Someone else beat them. And then Rodri came back and they tightened the whole thing up again. So it's not as simple as that. I know that Rodri is out, City lose, but it definitely makes a real big difference to them. So yeah, let's see if we can take advantage. Get the win against Wolves and hope they drop more points.
Yeah, absolutely. Dara is saying he expects Arsenal to drop more points, and with City, he doesn't. That's hence why he wanted an Arsenal win. And I kind of guessed that was the reasoning behind what you're saying, because I can understand that. Arsenal, I think, are a little bit more vulnerable to dropping points than obviously City, with the way that City does definitely handle a lot of the Prem competition. So, big up Rob. Big up Rob's in the house. We got 2 Robs in the house, actually. Robert, and we got Rob as well. We got Rob McGuire and we got Rob Shepard. Big up to you both. Big up. Robert's giving us a fun fact. Let me see this fun fact. He says some fun facts. Michael Oliver has given City fewer yellow cards than any top 8 club and has never given them a red card. That's not surprising. City seems to definitely get a lot of favorable calls when it comes to VAR and referee. Okay, yes, definitely. There's a message there for you, Bernie. From Bernie.
Yeah, I can read it. Yeah, I can read the chat.
I don't know if you can see it or not. I didn't know if you were. Sometimes I know that you might be looking at it.
Yeah, no, I'm just reading it there.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Bernie. I forgot to check that. We'll do it now.
Yeah, the game was a good result today, like we all said, but a lot of good performances yesterday, and that's the reason why we're here today. Enough talk about City and Arsenal.
But I quickly want to say something about that.
Good result yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead, JK.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, I think Arsenal were we've won the lottery, but by the end of the game, it's like we've lost the ticket, I think that's going to really hurt them. Because for me, Man City had the second half playing against 10 men. So their fans and the media, everyone expecting Man City to come back and win the game. They didn't. Arsenal were in a position with only moments left to win away at Man City with 10 men, and they sort of messed it up. So in a weird sort of way, both teams have suffered today in certain ways. Injuries, should have beat a 10-man team. In a weird way, it's been a good weekend for us guys.
Oh, it's been excellent. I think it's been an excellent weekend. A lot of personal players, coming out of their funks or breaking out of the shells, and there's been some real definitive actions by some of our players with their performances. There's been players. There's so many different headlines I guess you could take from it, certain players that have stepped into some big shoes to fill, to hold it down for us. So yeah, definitely some really big things. We can even get into that right now. Actually, speaking of, that's a good segue. You know how I like to ask what was your special moment, or what was your wow moment, however you want to reference it. What was your feel good moment of the game for you in our matchup against Bournemouth? And I'll bring in Nalante. We've already introduced Nalante, so I'm just going to bring him back into the lineup here. JK, what was your
Okay.
feel-good moment of the game?
It came when Darwin hit the back of the net. You know,
Okay.
the little, like, for me, him and Salah have always had a sort of understanding. They've played some games where they've actually connected really well, and I think yesterday the way they worked that goal together, Kanate, Darwin to Salah and back, bang, that was the best moment of the game yesterday for me.
Right. Okay. Irishman, what was your feel-good moment?
Yeah. Feel good. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably call it something else. But yeah, I'd say with obviously like the guy.
Call
mean,
it what you like. Call it what you like. What was you? You can call it
I
what you
don't
like.
know what to call it, but I'd go with the same thing as Jake. Like the guy hasn't scored in 17 games. He's our striker, all the noise, all the talk. So, I mean, there was nothing else in the match that would be more of a moment than that, without doubt. Yeah. Just to see it, like, yeah, it seemed like you can see even the commentators are saying it. Like, you can see a weight go off his shoulders when it goes in. So yeah, I mean, it couldn't. There's nothing else in the. It was a pretty bog standard game. In terms of outrageous moments, there wasn't a lot. So yeah, I'd go with that one.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Milante, did you have a feel-good moment, or if you need to call it something else, you're more than welcome. But did you have a feel-good moment yesterday where you're just like, yeah, that was special, or oh yeah, that kind of like got you in the mood, you know?
Oh, Tom, easy.
I don't know if I would have to say that.
Yes, Tom, taking his feel good to another mood. I mean, is there lady in the house? It's like, I mean, Tom,
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to make
so,
sure I carry that.
You can't say I feel good anymore.
exactly, yeah.
No, baby.
Exactly. Funny for you guys today, honestly. Yeah, no, it's funny. It's my feel good moment. Well, just satisfaction was Robert's end of the whistle, 3 points, 9 minutes, clean sheet, and Kelleher save, point blank range. Those two
More
things.
save, yes. Great call. Great call.
Yeah.
Great call. Great call. If you guys have a feel good moment in the chat too, share it. I would love to hear what you like. What was like the thing that you came away from the game? You're just like that memory or that moment really, really stuck with you, and that's like kind of like the time or moment where you're just like, wow, you lead off with that moment when you're discussing the game type thing. Oh yeah, Darwin's goal or Lucho's goal or the Kelleher save or so maybe Ibu's like a defensive, because Ibu put in a shift yesterday too, or he absolutely put in. He made an effort. He's made a really concerted effort in really stepping up his game. So big shout out to Ibu as well. Yeah, no, not that kind of moment, Richard. Not that kind of moment. Let me see if I can find some moments in the chat here. Let's see. All the goals were superb, but Darwin needed that, and it was a cracker. It was a cracker. The shot. That's something I could bring that up, Hylor. I'll bring that up a little bit later in the show. That is a crazy point. I mentioned that in the Friday Night Live show. What he has in the chat here. Let's see if anyone else had any other moments. Dara said he enjoyed seeing Diaz defend. He was putting extra effort. I mean, the guy puts his heart on his sleeve every time he's on the pitch. Key moment. Okay, you can call it key moment. Call it what you like. Call it what you like. Call it what you want. Right. Ibu's 2 long punts from MK Toe were some of those things for him, or two moments for him. Hylor says those Kelleher moments made me think, would Alisson have gotten those? Wow. Okay. Bonker says Ibu making a tackle and cheering for it. Yeah, when he made that tackle and he got up and was like, like, get up. I think that was great. Okay. That's going to be a good series too, by the way. It's a little off topic, but Rob Shepard's saying his is going to be watching the first episode of The Penguin. Irishman, and a fellow Irishman playing the lead role in that. I believe he's Irish. I want to say he's Irish, right? Do you know
what are you talking about? What are you talking
about? The actor. He is a he played in Miami Vice with Jamie Foxx. Colin Farrell, right? I think that's his name, right?
Yeah. What about him?
Oh, he's in The Penguin. He's in The Penguin.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you talking about The Penguin. Sorry.
Yeah. I was just Rob Shepard commented on that. He's having his moment now. He's watching the first episode of The Penguin. That's Colin Farrell.
You do you, Rob. You do you.
Yeah. So a lot of good moments. Definitely a lot of good moments yesterday. We could begin as well with some. Do you guys want to just hop into the ratings real quick, and then we can talk a little bit more. We can expand on some of their play with the ratings rather than talk about now. How about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm gonna bring up the sheet, and everyone, again, this is a play along moment as the entire episode normally is. So definitely be sure to include your ratings when we come up to them. Okay. Because we definitely want to make sure that everyone gets their say in all of this. So let's just start off with the GK. Kelleher. What was your rating for Kelleher yesterday? Another fellow Irishman as well, by the way. I guess it's the Irish theme right now. What was your rating for JK or for him, JK? Oh, JK is on mute. I'm sorry. Irishman, we'll go to you. What were you?
Yeah,
what
please don't call him. Please don't call him the GK again. I'll have to.
The GK, you don't like that? He is a goalkeeper, but I got you.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't just because it can be done doesn't mean it's to be done. And because I was like, his name isn't G.
I got you.
I was like, what do you? Yeah, and then so you scrambled my brain there for a second.
I know. I scrambled with the Penguin call and
then you went to JK, and I was like, this is too much. I didn't like the way he was getting a bit of slack, and I also, like he was our goalkeeper yesterday, so it's completely pointless to say to yourself, would X, Y, or Z other goalkeeper have saved that shot? He wasn't playing. That's just needlessly trying to compare things. Kelleher was in the goal yesterday. He did his job. I think the goal was I think he got. I don't think I wouldn't have if that had been left. I reckon he might have got criticised for it, but it was offside. I don't think there was a lot he could have done with that. Everything else, he made one tiny mistake, and he immediately recovered with a point blank save. I didn't. There was a lot of kind of picking at him before the game, and I didn't really like it because he's never let us step. The fact that he basically won us 2 cups. Or won us the Carling Cup, whatever you want to call it, League Cup. Like everyone kind of forgetting about all this. Like this guy has balls of steel, I don't think I don't worry about him going in. And like we were saying last night, Trent owes him a point big time. Otherwise, Trent is going down for an OG. Mm-hmm. We still would have won that game, but our clean sheet would have been gone, and Trent would have had an OG next to his name. Just brilliant reactions. And I liked the interview afterwards as well. He said like, I back what I said, but I'm, if I'm called on 100%, and he said playing in front of these people is special, so he knows where he is. So I'm going to give him an 85 because I was, more than happy with everything he did. So,
okay, Latte, are you with us? Latte, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I know. I'm just asking because I see you guys. When I see you on mute, I just want to make sure that you're ready.
Don't worry, Tom. I'm on the call. It's just let everyone speak, so that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go what was your some thoughts and what was your rating for Kelleher? I'm putting up
Yeah,
the ratings as we go along from the
sure. Yeah, pretty much where the chat was saying and Brian, I thought 80, he was solid. I mean, Gallagher, one little moment, but again, he's been a great backup goalkeeper for us over the years. He's very solid, and like I said, my
Mhm.
feel good, which I mentioned, the point back range save when he had to do. Yeah, man, it's he deserves his move next summer. And like I said, I really do wish him all the best, man. He's a very good Premier League goalkeeper. So 80.
Okay. I did see Dara's rating. Little Dara's was like probably the outlier out of all the scores. A lot of 85s, 82s, 80s. I gave him 86. Holding. I thought that save at the end showed how much he wanted that clean sheet. I know though.
Just what
I
Dara
am.
is saying. Just
But
what Dara's saying
yeah.
could be. I was saying like
I
the people
was
that were
gonna make
yeah,
sure
the people that were criticizing him were doing it before yesterday's game. That's my point. Before he even
Okay.
played
I got
yesterday,
you.
he was
Yeah.
being criticized, or he was being picked at before he'd even played yesterday's game. That's my whole point.
Oh, I didn't hear a lot of that. Okay. I thought he did get fortunate when, we didn't start off the game great. We've got to get back into that frame of mind of thinking of, starting the game early and not allowing for teams to even settle in one little bit. But there was that one distribution that he tried to get off that he almost got it clipped by the defender and or at least the Bournemouth player, and
I'll
that
take
was a
one
little bit.
mistake in a game. I'll take one mistake in a game.
Yeah.
You watch. Even Ali is going to make mistakes. Even Ederson will make mistakes.
Right.
Just wants, he's a keeper. He's been asked to play out from the back.
Yeah.
Just keep passes. So I think he did his job excellently.
Yeah.
I gave him
JK,
85 anyway. You gave me 86.
Okay. JK, 80, 85. JK, what was your score for it? For Kelleher? Oh, is JK with us? I don't know if JK's with us. Well, JK's going to miss out on Kelleher's rating, I guess. So I'd say let's give him like an 84. Sound fair? I guess. Everyone's ratings were pretty much in the 80s, except I did see Rob gave him a 78. But everyone's ratings pretty much were in the 80s, like 85, 84, 80, 86 was for me. 80 from Nolante. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Mr. Kelleher did well, did really well. Wait, who is that peeking out right there? It's our captain, Virgil van Dijk. What did you rate Virgil van Dijk? We'll start with Nolante this time. What did you rate Virgil van Dijk, Nolante?
Yeah, VVD was solid. He was unlucky with a header. Just did his business. I don't think he was fantastic. He didn't really need to be. He was just chilled, really. So, clean sheet. So I can't complain. I mean, I'll give it a little hint. Obviously, I think Eva will get a higher rating than him, but it's not that much. I mean, it's not a big deal. 75
Yeah.
for me for VVD.
75. Okay. I like your scoring. You're on the same. I think I'm right around the same. I think I might have given him a couple of points extra for the clean sheet. But let's see. Bonkers gave him a 78. Okay. I saw Irishman just want to mute. JK, are you back with us yet? Oh, okay. Irishman, do you have a rating for VVD?
Yeah, 80.
An 80. Okay. That's right where I scored him, I think, too. Let me see. I'll give him 75. Okay. I give him 75. Let's see. Heiler gave him an 80. Dara gave him a 75. Rob gave him an 81. Okay. Let's see. Just making sure that that JK gets a couple votes in here. Red Armchair Supporter, big up to you, by the way. VVD got a 78. Okay. All right. So everyone's pretty much, I like how everyone's like, I guess, see, because sometimes you ever, like, sometimes when you're in some of, and I understand, you know, when the sample size is bigger with the bigger audiences out there, and you hear like some of these channels out there, they'll give their ratings, but like you'll see the chat's ratings and it'll be like, you know, there'll be like a 50 for one player, and there'll be a 70, an 80, a 60. It's like all over the place. Like, it's just sometimes it seems like people saw a different game than you saw yourself, but it looks like a lot of us saw the same game here so far. Because Dar gave him 75, Rob gave him 81, set to 78 from Red Armchair Supporter, 80 from Bernie. Okay. Yeah, definitely. So let's want to say like a meet in the middle, do 77, I guess, because there was a couple 80s, 75, 76 from me and Nolante. I thought PVD had a solid game.
Yeah.
By the way, he's looking for. Don't be intimidated. This guy's he's looking around the corner, and don't be intimidated. He's a big guy, but he's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. So keep it real. Next we have the man that Nolante just spoke on, Ibu. This guy has definitely stepped it up. Let me knock on wood here. Long may his commitment to fitness and the likes can continue, because he like Brian said, saved Trent Alexander-Arnold from embarrassment. He also put his body on the line late in the game. Like, it was like, you know, 90 plus minutes he had already played, and you know, he's like sliding in front of kicks and the likes, you know, and that's not an easy thing to do, especially to muster up that kind of energy and effort to go into a tackle like that. That's not an easy thing to do, because sometimes you might just be like, you know what, I'm spent, you know, and just kind of like let it go. Ibu was not letting anything go. He was dialed in. Brian, do you want to start us off with this one with Ibu, and then we'll go to Nolante?
Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about, maybe you weren't listening to me, or you didn't hear me. So I was talking about, I didn't say Canate saved Kelleher or Trent. I haven't told. That was, you know, I was talking about the Kelleher save. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Kelleher's save. Oh, okay, I got you.
That's when I was rating Kelleher.
I got you. Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I haven't even spoken about Canate yet. I don't know if he. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Kelleher or Trent owes Kelleher a point.
Oh, I thought you just meant like he was. I thought you meant he was also doing. Ibu was like just, you know, covering for Trent on that side a little bit too as well, like playing.
No, do you remember when it hit Trent and it would have gone in for an OG if Kelleher hadn't saved it?
Yes, and he got it off.
I'm talking about that save,
and it knocked it off the line with the big paw. Yeah.
That's what I meant. I don't remember Ibu saving Trent like in a particular way.
Okay.
A bit more. Yeah, I'll give him 2 more than VVD gave VVD 80, so I'll give him 82.
Okay. How about for you, Nolante? What were you thinking of for Ibu?
Yeah, Evo, man, he had a good start. He's, like I said, man, he's awakened. Like I said, since Kwanzaa coming off from halftime, and then he's awakened. He had a bit of a shaky game in France. I think who they're playing again internationally. Was it Germany, I believe? I can't remember the game, but yeah, with Saliba, but again. But yeah, Ebel, man, challenges and, you know, covering Trent again. I mean, we'll get into him in a minute, but one thing I can see, Ebel slowly gets some leadership. I see he was barking out some orders. So
yeah,
I think Ebel is, so he was going to this wall, some good challenges. And yeah, man, for me, yeah, 80 for me, 80, 81, like that.
It was Belgium and Italy that they played, by the way, too. They lost 3-1 against Italy, and they won.
Italy, that's the one. Yes, that's the game. Thanks, 12. Yeah.
3-1, yeah.
And then they won against Belgium 2-0. But JK is back.
Mhm,
JK,
mhm.
he came in at a good time talking about Ibu.
Okay.
So, do you have a
Rating, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Response.
I'm gonna give Kelleher. I'll give Kelleher an 85.
Uh-huh.
I'll give Trent.
Or no, we haven't gotten to Trent yet. We haven't gotten to Trent.
Oh, okay. So for Canate, for me, 85 as well, bro.
We did VVD
Yeah.
before this, but if you want to get your scores in, definitely you can
Mm-hmm.
tell. We did VVD. Now we're on Ibu.
Okay. For me, Canate, I'm gonna give him an 85. I gave Virgil 75.
Okay. So 82. Malante, you said 85, did you say?
Yeah, about 81. 81 for me.
81. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't even close. Okay. Yeah. I was rounding up big time. 81, 82, 85 from UJK, right? I guess because I'm looking at the scores as I'm put from the chat. 88, Dara said he was a monster. 90 from Red Armchair Supporter. Marion was just showing some love for him. 81 from Bonkers. 85 from Richard. 82 from Hylor. Bernie gave him an 85. Changed his mind. Bonkers gave him an 83. Okay. Said he gets an extra 5 points for high-fiving himself. Yeah, big up. That was funny. Hylor says Kanate was constantly involved, ending his afternoon with 124 touches. Wow, I didn't know it was that high. 29 more than the next best, and he was untouchable in the air with all 4 of Zero duels won, and he got that assist. I don't remember him getting the assist, but let me see, double check. He did get the assist. You're right. To Diaz, yeah. So, yeah, some good stuff. Some very good stuff from Ibu. Okay. So I had him I think I had him at a 90 or something. Let me see if I had 85. I had him at. So I think that's about right. There's 85s, there's 90s, 81s, 82s. I'll just go in the middle of the 80s and the 90s here and give Ibu 85. I thought Ibu's definitely an early man of the match contender, I think, with some of his play. How about then for shout out to Rasta Crab for joining us yesterday. By the way, we had a show where some of the Bayesian Reds crew showed up and represented to the fullest, our brethren. And it was Rasta Crab. We had a first too. We had Rasta Crab's first appearance on any other show outside of the Bayesian Reds TV show. So that was a big day. And he was definitely there to talk about his guy, our guy, or at least majority of our guy, Mr. Robbo. I thought Robbo had a good game yesterday. What was your thoughts on Robbo yesterday, JK? And then we'll go Irishman and Nolante.
He didn't really stand out, but he just did what he had to do, clean sheet. For me, automatically gives you a 70.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give him a 70, bro. He did a lot of running with Diaz on his side, actually. Overlapped a few times.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did okay. But I'll give him a 70.
Okay. How about for you, Irishman?
Similar to JK, but not the most dynamic Robbo game, but just a really solid kind of Robbo game. We got a clean sheet, so it was when we got run, we tended to get run through the middle, if I remember correctly. Not too much out wide. I think we had some problems on our right side, not so much on his side. And they did get through us. It was true. Good play. They're a good team. I thought Bournemouth played really well. But he wasn't really isolated. He didn't look to cause any real problems for himself. So yeah, really solid. 70. 70 sounds about right, because we got a clean sheet and he did all right. So sounds about right to me. I'm happy with it.
Any player, again, any player you need, as always, if any player you need, Hylor likes to give out stats too. But you know, I like to give stats as well. If you need stats for someone to kind of help you with your decisions, or maybe like influence your decision one way or the other, you can always ask for them as well. Robbo got 60 from Bonkers, 70 from Dara, 70 from Bernie, 72 from Rob. How about for you, Nalante? What were you giving Robbo yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, Robbo yesterday was more like his old self, right down the line and just, trying to whip in balls and defensively. He's much better.
Mm-hmm.
We started to see the old Robbo. He's been doubted for the last season or two. And to be fair, criticism, to be fair. But yeah, I think, as the saying goes, is a UK saying, 12th. Brian will know about this. He's got a match light up his ass.
Mhm.
Pause. But
Okay.
yeah. So he's been that was a more like old Robbo. So yeah, long may it continue, man. If he gets back to the form we know he is. So on that basis, 77 for me.
77. Okay. Everyone's safe to rate Robbo the way they want to rate him, because I don't know if the streets are always watching, but I don't know if the streets are with us at the moment. So, I had Robbo at a 78. I know it's a little high from what everyone else is putting in the chat and what you guys gave him as well. I thought he played well. I thought he definitely played well. A lot of this has Brian. I was gonna say real quick. This, as Brian said, a lot of the action was more on the right side than it was on the left side. But go ahead, Brian. You want to say?
No, sorry, I was just reading. I was at 65, 70, 70, 72. I give it 70.
Yeah, I think I'll come down on the score here.
70, 72, I think would be fair. Even that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't want to give him a 70. I mean, he was 93% for his passing, 54 out of 58, 79 touches yesterday. A lot of touches, but only had, like Brian said again, 1 clearance, 2 tackles, 2 for 2 for his long balls, 0 for 3, but 3 out of 4 for his ground duels. I mean, 71. Say what you like about 71. You want to go with? Is that what you're trying to say?
But if you don't want to give 70, so if you want to give 71, it's just he's had 2 70s and a 65. Yeah. 3 70s and 4 70s actually, and a 75 and a 65. It is people's channel. He did a job more. Yeah, like Dara was saying, it was. I thought he didn't have a lot of work to do yesterday. Really, through the middle, I thought was. But just to Nante, I don't think we're ever going to see that Robbo again, and I just think that's just because of age. That prime Robbo that could just run like 2 marathons and then play a football match, that guy. Yeah. I'm not sure we're going to see him again. Especially not with this kind of build-up, patient build-up kind of play that we're using, especially not with that. So
I don't think in this system, I don't think that you really see him bombing down the
very rarely
wings as much. As well.
Very rare. Very rare. Because we don't want to cross the ball. You can see we're not really very interested in crossing the ball.
Yeah.
So you see him kind of moving inside and trying to link up with Diaz and get involved and play like that a little bit more. But
he had one shit. He did have one almost like one opportunity to score, but I want to say, I know in England, I know that you could only have certain types of guns, but in America, there's all you can have you can have almost any gun you want practically, and we got Quasi, so be prepared. He's got the guns out, so
big up. I don't know if you guys heard. I just caused a whole firestorm on my show right now. So if you hear the rumors, come at me.
Okay.
What happened, man?
I know. I was gonna do duty and just watch it on replay, but I'm definitely watching it now.
So I'll just give the thing. People ask me, were you happy with the win yesterday? I said no. Why? I said 3 things. Liverpool didn't start well. I think it's becoming a behavior where it's the bad behavior that I believe is not new. It's something that we've been doing, right? I say we don't start well. 2, when we have the ball and we passing, we are too static and passive. People are just standing there instead of moving around, so that, just like, perfect example, the goal that Nunes scored, those type of movement, right? And then 3, finishing a team off. Basically, don't take your foot off the gas. Control the game till the end. The reason why I'm frustrated is, like, Bournemouth had 19 shots. As much as 6 of them was on target, I'm sorry.
Yep.
That was too much for me. That was way too much.
Shots.
Too many shots. And I have caused a chaos. It was 3-0. We won. I'm like, people.
Yeah, true.
When you do this over, repetitive becomes what? Consistency. Consistency becomes behavior. If we don't stamp those bad behavior, those bad repetition that we're doing, it's gonna catch up to us down the road.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was my point, and people, man, they want to crucify me. That's why I'm here.
Oh goodness, we're trying to keep you out of jail. We're trying to keep you out of jail. No, you can't keep posting bail for you. You can't keep posting the bails for you.
Big up to Maria.
Oh,
Big up.
Yeah, like, Quasi, you know, like, you've just been caught carrying when you're on probation. You know, that's basically what you just done.
Yeah, exactly.
You were already on probation, just going around starting more fires.
I just want us to win, man. I just want us to win. I'm so like, let's go.
Well, Quasi,
That's
one
what
thing
we're
I
doing,
would say before we get on with the ratings, Quasi was right. Like, I thought that the one thing we had very much stamped out, and it was only in those 3 games, was this whole losing going 1-0 down, you know, being 1-0 down FC. I thought those kind of things had gone and disappeared, but again, it was offside, that Bournemouth goal, but it was a very clear example of the stuff that used to happen. So if those mental fatigues or whatever have started to creep back in, Slot needs to get a hold of that and say, no. We had stopped this stuff. He had obviously realized that it was a problem. First 3 games of the season. So to see that creep back in, yeah, I don't want to see that either, because I'm with you on that. That is a bad habit from last season. And that's one of those things that I was praising him from having eradicated from our game, was giving up stupid early goals. So to see it creep back in would be very, very worrying, without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, let's just finish with the back line here. Quaz can jump in for some of these ratings too. I know Quaz can only stay with us for a little while, so he can bring some of his cell block C style to kind of tip the apple cart here a little bit. But Trent Alexander-Arnold, EAA. Yesterday, we'll give you, since you're new to the show here, or not new show, but new to today's show. We'll start with you, Quaz.
I give him a rating.
Yeah. 1 to 100. 1 to 100.
Oh, 1 to 100. Oh, he gets a passing grade for me, but I don't know if it's gonna be the. Okay, first of all, is it British passing grade or is it American passing grade?
It's American passing grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give him 75%. I thought he was good. I don't know whether it's instructions that keeps, or is it muscle memory that he tends to drift a little bit too much into the middle. But I believe yesterday it was an necessary evil for him to drift a little bit, because when he started drifting in the middle, we took control of the midfield. But I am more excited when I see him overlapping, because when he overlaps, teams get worried. And sometimes it's not even because of Salah, it's because of what them two can do, right? Because if you leave Trent alone, he's gonna hurt you. If you leave Salah, Salah's gonna hurt you. So I'm more in the favor of when I see him, even when he leaves. I mean, he overlaps and he get caught up in, people say, oh, he get caught up in trans. I don't care, because that's what he's supposed to do. Because guess what? I got Ibu right there. So I'll give him
I was saying that earlier too. Yeah.
75% for me, because of his assist was beautiful.
It was.
Yeah, I think he still have some people say, well, that's why he can create magic. No, sometimes you don't need to do too many Hollywood passes. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Okay.
I think he defended respectfully. A
Mhm.
couple of times he got caught off, on his heels, but hey,
Yeah.
it happens to the best of them.
Okay. Nalante, what was your judgment on TAA yesterday? Maybe Nalante might be here, might be not. We can go with JK. I see, or no, Nalante's off pause or off.
Sorry. Yeah.
What was your rating for Trent yesterday?
Man, I'm just tired. It's just like I repeat the same thing, and I hear quick Quasi saying about Trent. Listen, man, look, it's Trent. I don't know, man. I didn't think he had a good game yesterday, even though he had a good assist. He was okay. And again,
Wait, can I ask this question too? Because I'm sure maybe Irishman might be think this the same too. But does he? Are you saying he didn't have a good game, or are you saying he didn't have a good game at Trent's standards of a good game?
I'll say he didn't have a good game at Trent standards. I mean, it wasn't awful, but he weren't that great.
Okay.
If I'm honest, he's in between. He was just, I mean, he had the assist, but again and again, it's just with Trent, it's again, Kanai had to cover him a couple of times with the schoolboy simple, and it's not like it's hard defending, it's simple, basic defending. And again, because we've got good defenders, and this is the frustration with Trent. When people say right back, yeah, cool, but there's only so many times you can get away with it with a team system. And for me, like I said, I'm stick to my guns. I know people will say disagree, cool. For me, like I said, if you can't do simple basic defending, then you don't need to be in defense. There's only so much the team can cover at times. For me, he needs to be pushed on to do his thing in midfield. That's just my opinion. But anyway, the game, he was all right. I wouldn't say he was awful. So for me, 70.
Okay. JK, what was your rating for Trent?
Bless up, Quasi.
Big up.
For me, I think what it was with Trent yesterday, he was told not to go like remember the Forest game where he was constantly attacking, playing more midfield, dropping already in that central midfield sort of position. Number of times yesterday, for some reason, he didn't seem to be doing that as much.
His heat map is all right-sided, pretty much.
So
I mean,
he was being told, because like his heat map was all on the right side, so he's been sort of told, maybe you know what, defend first yesterday's game because we were at Anfield, lost to Forest at Anfield the week before, and hence why I'm thinking that's why Trent, he's so good attacking wise, and when we don't really see that constantly throughout the game, we don't think he's had a good game. I think him getting an assist and a clean sheet gets him like 75 anyway, but I just feel that yesterday he was more into his defending than attacking, so I think he was all right.
Okay. And last but not least, Irishman.
Yeah, well, the two boys there watched two very different games, obviously.
Yeah. I guess they heard what I said earlier about we don't watch the game, and then
we all do. But that's the thing, we all do. Everybody sees the game differently. There's
perspective.
There's only so much you can say that's right or wrong, and some people will always see things differently. And to me, it was kind of in between. I think I can tell already that Arne Slot has no intention of, entering the church of Trent and building a whole team around him, and his talents. I think Trent's going to have to fit into our team in so much as because no one's talking about Trent inverted. No one's once mentioned that this season. It's all people were talking about last season. So now it's more about we have a team and Trent is going to be in it. So I think he's not playing with the attacking fullbacks that we would have used before, but he's also not basically saying, right, we're going to set up a team just so Trent can play in midfield. It's somewhere in between that. So like you were saying yesterday, all of it was on the right-hand side. The same against AC Milan. They just said, you go and stand up there, and stay wide. And then that's when we form a back three. So that's why Robbo is playing very, very differently to Robbo of old, because he's stepping in. And that allows Trent to get up there. So he's not dominating the assist charts or the creativity, but he's still extremely important to what we do. So I think there's still a place, an ideal role to be found for him yet. But the one thing I did notice was someone, excuse me, can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever seen Trent make an assist like that. That was a midfielder assist, like to cut in, run,
Yep.
and pass a ball into the box over 10 yards. It was just a 10-yard pass, but it was a clever number 10 type of pass. It wasn't a Trent, a cross or a free kick or a long pass. It was a very midfieldery type of a run, clever bit of movement, and a nice pass weighted perfectly into someone coming on to attack it. I can't ever really remember him making an assist like that. His are usually from wide or from a longer or more direct ball. That was a very midfieldery type assist. So I would go down the middle with the boys. I'd just say 70.
Okay. I had him at a 75, but 70s seem to be there's a lot of the chat put 78, 75, 78 from Parker, 75 from Dara, 75 from Bernie, 74 from Rob. I think that's all we have ratings on, at least Trent, for that. But you guys, let's go with a 73. Since you guys we'll go in the middle for that rating now. I mean, I gave him a couple extra points because of the assist, like you were just saying. That's the reason why. I thought he had a pedestrian game for himself, but I also thought that Trent had 3 interceptions, 4 tackles. His passing yesterday was relatively average if you're going to take it for Trent standards. It was 77%, but he has 75 touches, a lot of touches still, 2 key passes. But like you were just saying, he also created a big chance, obviously, for the Diaz goal. But 6 out of 13 for his ground duels. Didn't have any aerial duels yesterday, but 6 out of 13. So it's just interesting because some of Trent is definitely going to have to push a little bit more with his defensive measures this year, and I think he's being called on it a little bit more with this team. So we'll see. But 73 is a good score, I think. Decent score. Let's go to the midfield. We're going to start off with Maka.
And before you get that, real quick, I think Liverpool fans, we are also doing a big disservice to Robertson when we forget Trent just equalized Robertson's record.
Oh yeah, certainly, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just gonna leave it at there. People keep Trent. Robbo.
Robbo is the assist leader when it comes to the fullbacks. Yeah, it was.
He's been
I
mentioned.
think he's still one ahead, isn't he?
No, they both 59.
They just tied it up with that assist.
They just tied up, yeah.
Okay. Let's start with Maka then. Let's get into this midfield. I arguably, and I know it's still early. I'm sure it's interesting sometimes. They'll be, it's only 5 games, but then people will say, oh, it is 5 games, and it's a little bit much. Or the eye test merchants out there, possibly one of the best pivots in the league. You can argue.
Bro, when I say it, they told me that I don't want to learn. When I told people McAllister is doing so much dirty work, especially from the Manchester United game. Yes, Nottingham Forest, all of them were crap. With me, I'm between Bonkers and Red Armchair, 78 to 80. That's what I'll give.
Okay. Malate, what are you going to give Maka?
Yeah, you know what? To be fair with Mac, I mean, him and Grav, they've got a connection. They've got a connection, and none of them are out and out DMs, man. The simplicity, the passing, the movement, and they're both different players, man. Honestly, Maka, man, they controlled that midfield to a certain extent. There was a time though that actually Kanai had to tell them to kind of fix up, which a little bit. Bournemouth had a little bit of joy, which they did, but man, honestly, man, it's a joy, man. And if we get a DM, then another question is, boy, someone's got a whole bench. He has to.
Yeah.
He has the whole bench. So with Mac, I think both of them played well, and they're both gonna give a similar rating. 80 for me.
80? Okay. JK?
Like for me, McAllister's becoming pretty fast my favorite player, man. The guy is small, but the guy don't like he goes and challenges 100%.
Small guy,
You know?
big heart. Small guy, big
Big
heart.
heart, bro. Big heart. And like you know what it was with him? I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was less good. You know? When he was at Brighton, like everyone was bigging him up. I didn't really see what the fuss was all about because I never really watched Brighton. But since he's come to us, what a player, man. Yesterday, like he did some challenges, he did some pugilistic tackles, you know, like he plays like a DM sometimes, you know what I mean? He's an all-rounder, this guy. He's an all-rounder. So for me, if out the three midfield players, like Szoboszlai would have to hold bench if I had to drop someone out of them three, you know. McAllister, I'm going to give him 85 tomorrow for yesterday's game.
Okay. I gave Maka an 86. I thought Maka was definitely a. I love the work that this pivot is doing together. He's 93%, had 2 key passes, 76 touches, had a shot on target as well. But as Quaz was just saying too, as a lot of us were saying, definitely. Oh, Irishman. I'm so sorry. What was your rating for Maka? I apologize before I get into my little speech there.
What did Jake? Around this 80, more than an 80, so 82. Yeah. No,
82.
He's brilliant. That was the second game in a row now. He's played probably the pass of the game. Played the pass of the game against Forest. Didn't come to anything. Played the pass of the game. Yes, it didn't come to anything, but it was still the pass of the game. Better than Ebo's. Ebo's was, there was some.
Darwin had to make something out of Ebo's, I think. If that's the one.
No, for the Diaz goal.
Okay, for Diaz goal.
Yeah, the one you seem to.
Ebo was a part of the. Ebo started the break for Darwin's goal too. That's why I was.
Yeah, but the pass. I mean, that was a great pass, but I think the McAllister one was actually a better ball. But yeah, mid-80s, definitely mid-80s, happy with that.
I'm going to knock it down a little bit, guys. He was 8 out. This is. Oh, watch out for the guns. 8 out of 14 for his ground duels. 1 out of 1 for his aerial duels. He was defensively locked in. Maka is doing a real good job of. I didn't necessarily see him being this defensively astute initially. Obviously, when we were involved with the Caicedo deal, that would have been interesting because then if we did get Caicedo, we would have basically had Brighton's pivot or their midfield in essence. If we'd actually even gotten them, we could have seen what that would have worked out to be. But I don't think it necessarily matters because I guess somewhat of what I know JK's big into Michael Jackson. This is like our this is like our ebony and ivory right here. This is like our Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson here when it comes to the midfield performances they're playing in our midfield. Yeah, some really decent stuff to see. So speaking of the ebony part of the ivory part too, Gravenberch. Shoot, this guy. Let me show you this real quick. Gravenberch. This is this point like his touch map versus Bournemouth.
At this point, everybody thinks he's always the man of the match every single game. I'm like, why you call him man of the match?
I agree with that.
No, the guy's balling out of control, and it's easy to give it to him at the same time because he's so pleasing in the eye. Man, I'm going to be fair because I think he and McAllister was on the same level. So between 78 to 80 because they play very, very well, except one style of play is so sexy. So it's very easy for you to fall into the sauce. But again, McAllister's pass though, Salah. If you score that goal, that's probably the goal of the season. Oh my God.
I got you, Norm. Norm was asking, what about the King, Mr. Elvis, the King? Yeah. I was talking about the king of pop. That's why I was thinking he's the king. Gravenberch's the king of pop. How about that? Yeah, 5 out of 8 for ground duels, 2 out of 3 for his aerial duels. Had a shot on target, 1 out of 1 for dribble attempts, 89% for his passing. I'll switch it up a little bit here, so I don't want Irishman to always go last. Irishman, what would you give Gravenberch?
Yeah, he was like Quasi was saying. Him and Mac, I wouldn't be saying one of them was, 5 or 8 points different. He's doing pretty much the same job now. Very quickly, we become used to him being a sort of an 8 out of 10 in every game, but he's just excelling in the role. Every time we see him, he adds a little bit. There was a chance there at the edge of the box, like I was talking about before the game. That kind of idea of another thing he might be able to add to his game is arriving late and taking shots from the edge of the box. He nearly got one off there. So that's something you could see. So he's got so many strings to his bow, and he's showing them all each game. He does something every game, at least once or twice.
Yeah.
That makes you kind of stand up and go, yeah, very good, very good. So
yeah.
82. 82 sounds good. I think I gave the same to Mac. So.
Okay. Yeah, he had stats in all of it. I got you, Norm. Norm's obviously a big Elvis fan. I got you, Norm. You gotta get the Graceland. Norm, you gotta get the Graceland. Pretty incredible place. What'd you say, JK?
I can say MJ's king of music, man.
Yeah. I know you love yourself some MJ. You ever go on JK's Twitter page? It's like there's a couple of shouts to MJ for sure. Well, since we're talking about MJ, then we'll go with you, JK. What was your ratings for Gravenberch? And then we'll go to Nolante.
For me, Gravenberch, another good game. I like the way he gives advances with the ball in situations. You don't touch the ball, but the way he moves his body and stuff, it gets him space. So, and I think yesterday he sort of controlled the midfield majority of the game. Like against Milan, he got 7 interceptions. Do you know how much he got yesterday? Interceptions, bro?
Interceptions, he only had 1 interception yesterday. Whoa. But he had 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 interception, 2 tackles. Was 5 out of 8 for his ground duels, 2 out of 3 for his aerial duels. Both the pivot players for our team were locked in. I know that Dara was saying that he was tracking back and covering for Robbo, if in case Robbo was out of position or that. But I mean, it's fortunate. The one thing I keep saying about Gravenberch is that he has the pace to recover. And one of the unique things is Macca doesn't necessarily. Macca's a very talented player, but Macca's not a speed merchant. I remember one of those games, you could see him laboring, trying to get back. He's putting in the effort. It made me think of Kabak, the way that Kabak was doing the Terminator run, trying to get back one time. Like, that's what I saw for Macca. But Gravenberch is silky smooth when it comes to his pace, and that's what makes a difference, that you can gamble a little bit by venturing forward a little bit more. It's because you know that you're not going to get beat so often.
I'll give him an 80. I'll give him an 80.
Sorry, yeah, JK, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'll give him an 80 for yesterday's game. Gravenberch.
Okay. Irishman, you want to say something real quick?
Oh, no, I was saying a lot of how we're defending is tactical. It's really good. We're not dependent on somebody having to be quick or having to be like someone that just loves to tackle and all that. The one thing I say about Grav is when you play like that, where he has that kind of upright stance where he receives a ball, he twists and he turns. You got to watch those knees. You really need to watch those knees when you twist like that and you turn. That can be a problem.
You're saying that. Oh, okay. Oh, let's not.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying the way he is, that's one of his major kind of skill sets is the way that he can twist and turn like that in tight spaces. And there's a lot of them.
Similar to Cody, I would say. Similar to Cody, then.
Yeah.
From what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, just that way he turned. Like JK was saying, he won't even touch the ball. Something he'll just use his body, and he'll turn in a very thing. But you're putting the same amount of
like he's on the top. Like he's, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. He doesn't have a big turning circle. He spins and he's away real quick. And for a big guy, that's not easy to do. So he's he's got to be well looked after. So don't overplay this kid. Is what I'm talking about. Give him a rest when he needs a rest. Let's not overplay him and run him into the ground.
Yeah, I got you. Agreed. I understand that. He's not gonna play every game. Nolante, what was your rating real quick? Because I'm gonna show mine as well after you.
Cool. I'll just say quickly with Gravenberch, and I'll just be quick about it. I remember watching this boy when I was more world football, watching him 16 at Ajax when they had the place Tadic and all those people. You can tell he's going to be a baller. I remember him being linked as a golden ball player. I can't remember, was it 2021? I can't remember what year it was. Not really, along with Benham. Also, like when he was available for transfer for Ajax, he's a guy that I said we should have gone and buy, but we missed the boat and Bayern got it at a dirt cheap price. Then he was disrespected by Bayern. And then obviously we got him last season, and then a lot of people were saying, "No, we should have got a defensive midfielder," which is true. But again, Gravenberch, which Klopp done the right thing, and then because he was in and out and his position, and he was a bit not physical to certain games. People like, he's dead. But again, these are the new fans we live in the net. But look, man, all I'm gonna say is Gravenberch, man, he's balling, man, and he's just gonna grow. He's just gonna get better. And I think sorry to cut you, sorry to talk. I know you wouldn't put my rating, but what I want certain Liverpool fans and certain other podcasts to stop trying to overhype Gravenberch. I've been hearing Vieira, I've been hearing Ruud Gullit, I've been hearing Rijkaard. He's that. Just let the guy breathe. Let the guy breathe, because he's only
exactly.
You know what I mean? Because stop compared to these all-time greats, man. Let him breathe, man. He's a baller.
How that works. We know how when the people get called the next Messi, that we know how that works out.
Exactly, Brian. I think Brian Crazy 12. All of us in it, we know this, and I think we know the podcasts, that Liverpool podcast, that been doing these. This is what I'm saying. Some of our fans get on my nerves, honestly. But anyway, one day I'm gonna have a rant. I'm gonna say one day I'm gonna call out names. I really am, because I'm getting a bit sick and tired.
Save that for.
I digress. Sorry, guys. Back to the game.
Digress away.
Our Punisher episode or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah,
we'll do something like that.
But sorry, back to the game.
Here's
JK.
The official Liverpool Instagram, Twitter, and all these sort of things. The guys who put the posts out, they're always like sort of bigging up our players. Like I don't think that they should do that. Like. Drop facts. This is how many goals he's got in this many games. Blah blah blah. But not sort of big up our players. Like you can read through the post, you'll see what I mean if you've read them and that. But overhyping is part of the game. It's what humans do, and it's annoying. And that's why it's good to see McAllister now, like doing what he's doing. Yeah, so what McAllister's doing now, I never had no hype on him.
And Dara, I know, I know, Dara, that's what you're not calling him. You're not saying he's as good as Vieira, or he's Vieira. He's playing the Vieira role for us, as Vieira played for Arsenal.
Yeah, no, it's fine, Dara. Yeah, no,
at least that's
you.
my
I'm talking about others, not on this channel, not on our group. No. It's other podcasts and other fans I see online. And I've had back and forth on YouTube with them. That's all, Dara. So don't worry about that. It's just some of these there. I'm not going to be there. They're a bit brainless. I'm sorry to be this, some of them. But anyway, we all know who they are and we know the podcast. But sorry, to cut a long story short, 82. Brilliant.
Yeah. 80. Okay.
82.
We got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was also going to. This is, by the way, let me show. I'm gonna make sure that everyone can see this. I'll just bring it up real quick, just so everyone can see this. This is his not heat map. Excuse me. This is his touch map. He is involved all over the pitch. Obviously, the right side is Salah's alone. He's come into the left side to help out with Lucho only once or twice there, but he is involved when it comes to getting the touches that he sees from it all. Hold on a second. Oops, move that out. I was going to say I have. Let me bring it back up here. Whoops, bring it out here. StreamYard is not trying to work with me today. It is trying to be a pain in the butt. I was just going to say real quick though about Gravenberch. Apparently, he hasn't gotten his own song yet, technically, but the fans at Anfield, at least, Norm could tell us this possibly. It's definitely coming. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get his own song. But what they're doing is they're doing a remix of Ginny's song and inserting Gravenberch's name currently. That's currently what they're doing. So it's kind of interesting. Again, Norm goes to the matches. He could verify that as to what they're really doing when it comes to the singing of the songs. But that is a very big. I'm gonna close that window so you can hear me. That's a very big moment for a player when the crowd starts singing songs with your name. It's a very big accomplishment. This guy is 5 games into the season, basically in the Premier League, and the fans are definitely gravitating towards him strongly. So that's great to see. I gave when it came to. You want to say something?
Like gravitating towards him, and his name's Gravenberch.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, Gravenberch. Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that, JK. Nice ring to it.
JK, shout. 82 is what I had. I saw Rob gave him an 88.
Don't go there, Bernie. Don't go there. Don't go there, Bernie.
What? No, I didn't see it yet. I was reviewing the other scores. 88 from Red Armchair Supporter. 83. Or no, not 83. Excuse me. 83 from Bernie. Yeah. So I know that that we all gave him right around the same, like 80. So I'll give him an 82. KJ, big up, brother. Big up. Let's move on to the number 10 role. A player that's kind of on the fence with a lot of fans and a lot of in our fan base. Dom is out there, in my personal opinion, doing work. I'm not completely with some of the flack that he's getting, but all the same, Dom. What are we going to rate Dom at? Let's start with Irishman, then we'll go to Quaz, and then we'll just go across the board here. Irishman, what would you rate Dom yesterday?
Yeah, putting into work, which is basically, as I've always said, hard work is the bare minimum expectation. That's the first thing. You don't get on the pitch if you're not prepared to work hard. So everybody goes on to work hard. Yeah, cool. He did that. So then where do you go from there? Where do you impact the game? And it isn't quite clicking. It looks good. You can see what he's trying to do. You can see the qualities he has, the abilities, but not really coming off for him that much, So his whole season as a whole, kind of the same, kind of like a 7 out of 10 season so far, maybe 7 out of 10 game. I don't think. Yeah, I couldn't go much higher than that. He didn't stand out too much, but he's doing what he does. It'll click for him eventually. He'll get 2 in one game, or he'll get a goal and an assist, and off he'll go on a run. But it's yet to really click for him, I think.
Okay. Quaz. Also, by the way, big up Jimmy. I just saw Jimmy just join the fun here.
Big up Jimmy.
What was your rating for Dom, Quaz?
I'll give him a 72. The thing is, just to agree with Brian in one aspect, hard work is just a benchmark of every player. I don't care how good you are. But at the same time, what do people expect of Dom? The manager has told us what he expects of him, which is your numbers needs to go up, right? Assist or
goals.
Scoring goals.
Shooting. Yeah.
Shooting.
Goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with Dom is He's doing everything right except becoming dumb. The reason why Liverpool brought him to Anfield.
Mhm.
When the manager made that statement, you could tell this is what I like about Slow. Whatever he tells you in the dark, he tells everybody in the light, right? So there's no miscommunication.
Straight shooter.
So
He's a
straight shooter. So
shooter.
when you watch the game against AC Milan, from the first minute, I'm like, yep, this guy's on demon time. Why? The ball went out. Trent was walking in to throw the ball. He to pick the ball and just threw it. I'm like, yeah, he's not reverting on anybody. Dom's problem is he reverts too much to Salah. Instead of him shooting, he's trying to pass to Salah. Instead of him doing something, he gives it to Salah. The part where people need to understand with Dom is he's not going to dribble 10 people and shoot the ball to the top corner. That's not what he is. Dom is a workhorse who has technical ability. What he needs to be is he needs to grow a pair of kahunas and do things out of nowhere because he has it in his locker. The thing is, he has too much respect for the senior players that he tends to take a back seat because he doesn't want to disrespect anybody. He is a very, very good player, and we need him. I'm glad the manager gave him a break because this guy ran his socks off, right? But concern that I have is sometimes he misplaces too many passes. That's my problem with him. Simple passes, and you're like, don't keep it simple, man. What are you doing? Other than that, he needs to start shooting the ball more, put more balls in the net, pass the ball at the person who's open rather than trying to make Salah. Because the same thing happened where he had a chance to pass to Gakpo and I think Nunes, and then he goes to Salah, which was the wrong option. But I'll give him 72 because trust me, he is a very integral part. The reason why Maka and Gravenberg also are playing well. Those trio are doing some hard work.
Yeah. Okay. Nolante, what was your rating for Dom?
I got to jump out, gentlemen. So
Yeah.
big
Oh,
up to
nice
y'all.
one, Quasi.
Oh,
Thank you so
blessings.
much, man.
Take
Take
Thanks.
it easy,
Appreciate
man.
you guys.
Take care, Quasi.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Blessings.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Yeah, I'll just keep it short and sweet. Yeah, similar to what Quasi said. So hope we get more from Don. 75.
Okay. JK?
I wasn't really over the moon with him yesterday. I don't think he was great yesterday, personally. I would say he was out of the three. He probably got the lowest rating out of them three guys. So I'd probably give him a 65.
Okay. I'm just laughing at Norm's comment. I'm sorry. You got it,
Was he
Norm.
still
You got
saying,
to write the
Elvis
lyrics
King
down.
of-
You got to write the good lyrics down. We got to collab on the lyrics.
I thought he was going to say Elvis is the king of pop or something.
Yeah. We can definitely do that. KJ gave him a 70. Okay. So Irishman, can you repeat your score, Irishman? I don't know. Did you give your score? Certain.
Yeah, 70.
70. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. 70. I'm looking at these 72, 70. Got a lot of 70s. Hyler gave him a 70. Says 6 matches in a row as the guy leading the engine in the midfield and the pressure on top at times. Not healthy in the long run. Let's see. Dara also agrees with you. Says agreed to some extent, but he wants to see more of the technical ability you talk of. Hard work alone will not win us the Premier League. I can understand.
Quasi there.
Yeah. And Norm is saying we have not really seen him in a position to shoot at times, especially when Salah and Trent go down the right side. Yeah. Well, we did see him in Man U. He should have shot that, and he definitely. And yesterday he dribbled in the middle, and then he just dribbled into congestion. And we've all spoken on how Dom does have a really good, powerful foot. It's one of those things that we're expecting, some types of goals from outside the box, but we just want to see him.
He did a lovely flick in the middle, center of the pitch. He did this little touch. I can't remember who it was to, but it was just beautiful, you know. And that's what the player he is, you know. For me, he's a flair player. He will do delicate touches you can't even imagine. He's good. He's big time at doing that. Thing is, the game has to go his way, where he can get them little touches in, and they become effective. But I feel that since he's been with us, has never run that much in his whole life, you know. So he's got a bit of a culture shock. It's a culture shock to him,
right?
you know. So, but I believe he's become, or maybe not this season, maybe next season, he'll become the whole like an all rounder,
Complete package. The complete package.
The complete package, because he's learned the defensive side of football since he's been with Liverpool.
Yeah.
I just
still
think
trying
what
to get
Quasi was saying would line up with what Slot was saying in terms of it. He just needs to take more responsibility and finish a few chances for himself, get himself a few more goals, have more confidence in himself when he's in some of those positions. Don't pass it. If you think you can score, go for it. Be more confident. Get 6 more goals a season. A lot of these times, they'll even give them little challenges if they think they can get away with it. They've got a good enough relationship. You've heard that before in the past, where the manager has said to a player, "Come on, I'll give you a number, and I want you to get me that number. I want 15." And the player will go, "Okay, cool, I'll get you 15." Like a little private bet, just a little motivational too. So I wouldn't be surprised if Slot has said to him,
right.
I want 10. I want 10 from you. Don't pass if you don't have to. Go and take your chances. Be like you can do this. You're good enough.
Personal goal. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're good enough. Like he runs the show when you see him play for Hungary. He has all the ability in the tech. Like JK is saying, he has all the technique in the world. You see him trying to score from a corner. He nearly does it. He's pure technique. So he should be getting. That's what Saul said. Like he should be scoring more goals. He has all. It's not. He's like. It's not because he's slacking off. He's like, this guy is so good. His numbers should be up there. Why are they down here? What are you doing? Turn it on, man. Get it. Get some goals. You can do it. It's in your boots. And I'd like to see it. I'd like to see 10 from him. I think it's achievable, very achievable. And then, like JK saying, in a year's time,
he's pretty much halfway there, right?
But I mean, in the league, I'm just talking about in the league. But I'm saying, and like JK saying, in another year, then you could have a guy who's getting you 10 or 12 goals in the league plus 10 or 12 assists.
Well, I mean, he is halfway to 10 in the league, pretty much.
How many goals does he have in the league?
He has,
he has
definitely 4, if not 5 goals.
No, but how many league goals does he have?
That's what I'm saying. He has 4, if not 5 league goals.
This season,
yeah.
Dominic Szoboszlai.
Oh, you're talking Dom Szoboszlai. I'm sorry.
Well, who did you think I was talking?
You don't know.
You know why I'm thinking of something? Because I have Diaz. Up next. His picture's
I'm gonna. Yeah.
So I'm thinking.
So earlier on, when I was talking about Keller, he thought I was talking about Canade.
I know.
Now when he's so I'm just I don't know what I think. You must be. I think.
I got to get a producer.
No, you have a date tonight, man. No,
I'm trying to do.
You have a date.
Producing, directing. I'm trying to host. I'm doing all that.
No, I guarantee you, man. He has a date tonight. He's got a girl on his mind. That's why he can't concentrate. He's got a date tonight. I guarantee you that.
No,
you need to get it together.
Let's move on from that discussion and get back into the fold here, because this is I wanted to bring up is this particular individual right here. Lucho. That's who I have on my mind right now. You know why I was also thinking about Lucho is because I was thinking about I saw what they do match of the day or what I think it is, and they showed I think Peter Schmeichel was on there talking about Lucho, and he was giving his like passive aggressive, like really like slides or backhanded compliments to Lucho, and it was interesting takes that he was taking. But hey, Lucho absolutely put on what a lot of people have been demanding of him, is this end product thing and the likes, playing certainly a more concerted and more I a balanced approach nowadays when you're looking at what you're seeing when it comes to our attack. Used to be Mo Salah would get like 60, 70, 80, touches or something ridiculous like that. And you look at the other side and it'd be like 25, 30, 40, maybe, for Diaz on a good day. Now it's starting to be a little bit more of a balanced approach when it comes to the Diaz attempts and approaches, or touches at least. And we're seeing some results from the young man. And I'm saying young because he's younger than me at least. But Lucho. What do you guys? What were your ratings for Lucho? And if you have any words or things that you want to say about Lucho, feel free to say that. So, how about we start with Nolante this time, and then we'll go JK, and then we'll go to Irishman.
Tom, I like that little segue. I mean, you're waiting for your Colombian friend. If you've got any added extra words, I see what you did, Tom. Touche, no problem. I see who your star man is. Look, Diaz, at the start of the window, he was linked again, with leaving the club. And again, I'm not going to go into a big rant because I've had my little one about the whole Graham Birch thing. But again, some of the fans, as all of us know, and you as well, you guys in the chat as well. So I'm discounting us as a group on 12 man, like and subscribe. But basically, a lot of things we're thinking were trying to wanted Anthony Gordon over Diaz. Are they crazy? Are they crazy?
Oh my goodness!
Look, Diaz, and again, Mane. Mane's gone. They're two different players. Diaz is the only one. I mean, Salah not as much as not more anymore, and I guess Jota a little bit, and Grav does his thing a little bit now, but not in the same way. The only one that can dribble, can beat a man, take two men out of the play. He's got the pace, he's got the dribbling ability, and that's key. That's key for this team. His dribbling can take two men in the game that free up spaces for the Jotos, the Sobos, and the Salahs. I mean, look. Again, it's early stages, but whatever's going on with Liaz, that's like Colombia, I don't know, like smoking hot. He said some pepper or whatever, some of that South American spice, that rice or whatever. Long may it continue. And I end the rating 92. 92 for me.
Oh wow, great score.
Yeah.
JK, do you want to give a score for Lucho?
What a guy, yeah. Yesterday, for me, probably player of the season for us this season.
So far?
So far, man. I think he's finally found his feet, the reason why we probably bought him. Like when you sign a player, automatically you think he's going to play as good as he did for his old club at the new club straight away. And it's weird, some players can't do that. But for me, this season looks like Diaz. I wish he was like this as soon as we brought him. For me, he's playing.
I got you. I just say the knee injury kind of took away, I think.
Yeah. I think that was the big
I know people
thing
like
for him.
saying that the bromance with Lucho. Because when he came, he scored in the second game. I think it was the second game he played for us. Didn't he score a goal? Didn't he have his first debut goal with us? I think in the second game playing. And this is like when he wasn't really involved in basically the whole plans, or like the Jurgen Klopp style of play. It was more like he was just out on the wings, just doing his samba, doing his not samba, excuse me, doing his dance out there. But
yeah, but for me, like we talked about this enough times, for me, he's the go-to guy. Give the ball to him, sort your team out formation, during the game. So he did that, and like yesterday, he took a shot as well, and their goalie made a top save.
He did.
That would have been that shot straight in the middle. I was like, "Whoa!" If that went in, Diaz looks good this season, and like I've never been his biggest fan, but for me, it's like I've never had an agenda against the guy. He plays for Liverpool. I'm going to support him no matter, even if he isn't my favorite player. But this season, he's shown a better all-round game. He looks like he wants to score. He could have passed the ball yesterday to Darwin. That was probably the only minus point of the game I would have had. He had a chance to sort of just a little square ball. Darwin was there. It would have been a goal. So
Darwin was
but I'm going to
devastating.
give him a 90. I'm going to give him a
Yeah.
90.
I understand.
Darwin was devastated. It was funny. It all worked out well in the end, but yeah.
Yeah, it
he was
worked
just
out,
like,
innit?
dude, he was just looking at the ground. He was like, right here, man.
Right here, a little right flick of the
Yeah.
ball, bang, goal. But I want them to get assists. Wingers, for me, I think the way our wingers are, they always seem to want to score goals than create goals.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish they just created goals. You know, we know Salah can do it. He did 2 in a game. He was against Brentford, was it? So we know they can do it. I want to see our wingers create more goals for our guys, Jota and Darwin, to get more goals. You got to understand that sometimes it's all about service for the guy who plays in the middle. You know, our wingers are goal getters.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that's
You
why
made a
for
very
me,
good point there, JK. You made a very, very good point there. These are Klopp wingers, not slot wingers, and I think he's reprogramming Diaz a little bit. I think, like when you look back at it, he was actually brilliant when he came in for us because we got him in January, and he got thrown straight in.
Yeah.
And he didn't have time to get kind of, introduced to it. So he was kind of just out there, like I say, playing his own game.
Yeah.
And he was ripping it up. And nobody knew him. Nobody knew who he was. None of the defenders. It was because you all know the first time you come up against some tricky guy, you say, okay, the next time I play him, I'm going to realize he likes to do this, he likes to do that. But the first time you play him, he can do you up. And he was doing that a lot. And then it was when he came back in then, and he came back into the team, was when his output just totally dropped off. And I don't think, because again, it's not bad coaching, good coaching. It's just I think this coach has, and it's there, like as JK is talking about it, it's there for the whole world to see. This is a different Diaz to the one that was on. It looks similar, but there's something different, and we're getting them involved an awful lot more.
Yeah.
It's but like JK is saying, JK made a really, really good point there. That we're set up with wide attackers that are built to score goals. Not to be creators, not to be kind of typical wide players or wide attackers that are also creating goals. So I think that's something that we might see change as well, because I don't know if Slot wants a front three that's based on, because like you said, yeah, it's more sustainable to have somebody who's a good creator, like than be a great goal scorer. Like I'd rather Diaz get 20 assists.
Yeah.
I'd rather Diaz get 20 assists than get 10 goals, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be, because it's not sustainable.
That'd
for
be more of
like
a
Diaz
traditional winger. Yeah.
to be like add in your goals as well, but to be able to spread them around, like we don't need 3 out and out goals, because if we got guys like a Diaz and a Salah who are never going to pass, then how is a Nunez going to score, or how is a Jota going to score? So it's, and like that one when you were saying yesterday, I don't blame Diaz because he'd beaten 3 players. He was on a mazy one, and we all know when we do that, you're going to hit it, you're going to try and finish it. He had to pass it to Darwin. Darwin had an open goal. It was 0-0. Darwin had an open goal, but now that comes down to decision making. Like Slot will be ripping him apart over that. He said, why didn't you pass that? But we all know, we played the game. You go past 3 players and you see the goal open up, you're going to hit it, man. You're going to hit it.
Exactly.
But in team play, the thing to do was just to make that easy. And a Messi plays that pass. But that's the highest level guy will just have that coldness to just go, he thought I was going to go for it, and then just pass it. But he's not a Messi, right? So I don't blame him too much. And then the shot in the middle, I thought that was easier than it looked. If they had swerved a little bit, the end kept as a problem, but it came in right on top of him. Great shot. And then I'm thinking, but let me finish. I just thought it was a good shot. It was, it wasn't in the corner, but I was thinking, oh, here we go. He's already had 2 chances and it's not working out from today. And then when you look back on it, it was 11 minutes. We had 3 goals in 11 minutes. Like it was just bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, he's got 2 and Darwin's got 1. It was like, well, okay, cool. Yeah, all the worries are put to bed. It was just so, like, he had so many chances. He was without doubt the most involved by any measure. Scored 2, could have had another 2, couldn't add an assist, and all in the space of 38 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, crazy game. He was everywhere. So yeah, I'll give him a 90 as well. I'll give him a 90.
Dara brought up a good point too. He has people are all talking about his. I know he's a winger. You're not going to winger forwards. You don't want to hear about defense. But one of the
we know what he does.
strongest
We know what he
one of the
does.
strongest one of the strongest attributes that Mane used to present, and something that he was commended on so much, was his tracking back and his ability to press and provide defensive cover as well. And Diaz is doing a very, he definitely puts in a concerted effort in trying to, really
It's
put.
well recognized.
Yeah,
It's not all, just because we don't always talk about it or bring something up. It's always recognized. We all know what he does. I mean, the guy, anybody normal will tell you, go and watch the game. I mean,
yeah.
You'll see probably.
I'm just
So
bringing up
we all
this
know.
Dara put it up too, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, but it is recognized. Maybe other people, but amongst us, I would imagine. I'd like to believe everybody knows the shifts these guys put in.
Yeah. He's
We all,
definitely one
you
of the
know, they're
hardest
out there.
workers
So,
out there.
but I just think I would like to see a bit. I do think, without wanting to say, I just think maybe Slot suits him better than Klopp did. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just at the moment, it seems to be working better under Slot anyway.
Yeah, it is for right now, and long may it continue. 90s pretty much. Showing the scores. Pretty much everyone gave him 90s across the board. I think everyone, on the most part, gave him a 90, except for Bonkers. Bonkers gave it 83.
Boo, bonkers, boo.
Bonkers like wah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another much maligned player as well. Got his first start since April.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's pretty
April.
crazy. That's pretty crazy.
No, I knew he'd been dropped for the last 3, I think, Klopp games. I think it was in the league, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was April. Wow. Man.
Yeah, because at the end of last season, he came back. Then I think with Gakpo, Elliott, I can't. Diaz. Yeah, he just couldn't get into the team at the end.
Yeah. Fuck.
Definitely couldn't get back in the team, but I did see this could be almost a billboard or a bumper sticker for Darwin, but I saw this. This made me laugh, by the way. Tap-ins, not so much. Bangers,
Mm-hmm.
Darwin's your guy. That goal was an absolute banger of a goal. The tap-in that he had, maybe not so much, but where it ended up deflecting off of the Bournemouth player and out for a corner. But yeah, Darwin is a special player. I don't know if I can show you. It's only like 10 seconds. I'll like see if Brian says like, but it's a Liverpool FC video, so I don't know if I can play the video. You think I can or no? Do I get in trouble for it?
10 seconds, you should be okay. Yeah. But it's from their channel, yeah?
Yeah, it's not.
If there's no
from
music on
Twitter. Yeah, it's from their Twitter.
If they posted it
No, I don't have
on
any
Twitter.
music.
If they posted it to Twitter,
Yeah.
you're fine. You're already, yeah.
Okay.
If they've
Yeah, they
already
posted-
posted Twitter, you can use it. Yeah, that's in the public domain now, so you can use it.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you this. This is actually pretty cool, actually. Let me show you this right here. And I'm gonna go large screen on this one for you guys. In case I know some of you probably have already seen it, but this is I think why he took, because this is almost identical to the shot he took. Let me make sure there's no volume. There's no music. It's just pretty much, yeah, getting his swerve on right there. But as you'll see, let me bring this down. As you will also see, I wanted to show you the actual shot, which was pretty incredible of a shot here. I don't know if I can make this a big one, but this was the actual shot. Cuts back in, and it ends up just going right into the side netting. It might even hit the post, actually, to go right in. I thought, great goal. Yeah, it did. Great goal. But what were we going to rate Darwin
I'll go
yesterday? Let's go Nolante, Irishman, and then JK. Nolante, we'll start off with you. Marion, I was just about I didn't know if you were still in the chat or not. I was just going to put your score. I'm sure you have met 100. So what would you have rated Nolante for yourself? What would you rate Darwin? Yes.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, Darwin deserved his start. Jota's kind of gone off the boil. He's gone off the boil a couple games. Just hasn't been a bit quiet. So, listen, man, we got to rotate. Obviously, we know Jota's thing, and Darwin deserves his start. And let's be fair, he took it. Brilliant finishes. That was a Salah finish.
It was.
That definitely was it was. It was definitely a Salah quality goal.
It was just his left foot too.
Yeah. And I think his reaction was, just sheer relief, because he's just seen there's probably been, a lot has happened in the summer with Uruguay pressure, and he could have scored another. He was unlucky with the header, the block to the line,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, him and Diaz put a lot of work rate in. He did. So, yeah, I mean, he deserves to start the next league game, which is, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is that West Ham? No, it's not West Ham. What's our next league game?
Wolves.
Wolves.
Away.
West Ham is the League Cup game.
The League Cup game, yeah. So right now he deserves to be rested against West Ham, and Jota has to play the bench, and this is what we need: the competition, players playing each other again on. So yeah, man, Darwin, you just get your goals, and then we'll have a discussion at the end of the season. So 82.
I thought Richard's comments cool. Dean Nunez gets pushed around by defenders and make his job harder by complicating his game. I don't think he got pushed around yesterday by defenders.
No, I don't think he did. No, he held his well. Yeah, he done well. No.
I think he held his ground. I think he had the run on the side. He right on the sideline against two defenders. He was playing with back to the ball a couple times. You're not really going to push him off the ball too often. There's not many defenders. He's a big guy. He's a strong big guy. We're all welcome to our opinions. KJ says Darwin, his guy, he's giving him an 80, not just because of the goal, but even his back to the goal, hold up and link up play was very good. Yeah, exactly.
100%. KJ, 100%.
Yeah.
Great comment.
JK, what were you going to give Nunez?
I was supposed to be second.
Oh, my fault. Irishman.
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
Do it. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Don't forget me.
I'm mixing it up. I know. Again, I need the producer in my.
I told you, man. He's got a date tonight. I told you.
No dates. No date tonight.
No, I just want to say I'm giving him 100 because I got 3 hours sleep last night and I can't be dealing with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
So 100 for Nunez.
Oh, what?
There you go. There's your 100 for Nunez. So
archive this episode, people.
Yeah. Give it to him.
What?
I don't know.
What?
Did Marion send you a bribe or what is going on?
No, because I'm not because I just
He's
don't
got
have
a date
the
tonight.
patience.
Yeah,
I do not have the patience. No.
Oh wow. That's okay. Cool. JK.
Because I know if I say one word that's negative about him, I'm going to have to deal with it. So
the Nunez army is going to come after you.
100.
Marianne's a big fan, I heard.
Yeah. Come on.
For me, Darwin.
Look at that face. Mm-hmm. How you gonna say something bad about that guy? He loves
exactly, man. Like the guy loves Liverpool. Actually, when you look at him, he's never stroppy. Really,
showing up at the front door in the middle of the night
with a flag in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, he's looking pretty nuts right there. Yeah. You can only imagine. Like commentator said, you could see like the weight of the world lifted off his shoulder. But someone said earlier on, that was a Salah finish. He was literally in Salah's position.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
where you see Salah score from. That's what he wasn't scoring from the middle. He was in that Salah position, wide on the right, cutting in on his left. It's like typical Darwin. Even if he's going to score, he just does it from a weird position. It's like, okay, cool, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
why are you out there?
Yeah. Yeah. Like we said earlier, bangers is if you tap into the story about a banger, hey, Darwin's your guy. So we got 100 from the Irishman. What are you gonna give him, JK? What are you gonna give him?
For the finish, 100. But I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a 90. I'm gonna give him a 90 because of the goal.
Wow,
I think his all-round gameplay.
Yeah.
His all-round gameplay was sound as well. He got in a few good tackles. Got the ball back. Linked up all right with Salah as well. But for me, he lacked service. I think, as I was on about the wingers not giving him, just thinking about goals. I just want to see our wingers crossing the ball to him, or either Trent or Robertson. One of the two, you know.
I'd like to see him give
four people.
through balls that he could through passes
feed
that he
off
can
it.
run on. Yeah, that he just put.
I'm not expecting crosses, JK. I'm not expecting crosses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
you know,
seem to
like,
have kind of banned them almost.
yeah. Like for
two
me,
a game,
when
that's all we're allowed or something.
Yeah,
it's true what you mean, because like for me, when I see a striker, like back in the old days, a striker would be for me a guy who gets the cross from the winger and heads it in, middle of the goal, bang, side of the goalie. For me, that's a striker. That's why I always like headering a ball. Like Darwin can header a ball, you know. Why aren't you giving him crosses? He's a tall guy, you know. I mean, he isn't small, so feed the guy, you know. I think a lot of energy is wasted by our in the modern day attackers anyway, because these guys are doing a defensive shift big time. It ain't like the old days. The striker could stay up top, don't cross the halfway line throughout the whole game. It's a different ball game now, where these attacking guys are putting in a lot of energy on the defensive side of the game. Hence why sometimes they lack that stature in front of goal. Sometimes, you know, look at Haaland. He doesn't really run back like say our attackers do, especially Darwin. You know, Darwin yesterday was in the on our half of the pitch quite a few times. You know, but for me, cross the ball to this guy. You know, Trent for me the best passer in the world, best crosser in the world. Cross it, middle of the goal, let him jump and get a head on it. You know, I know he can header a ball. I want Darwin to score headers for us. So for me, but for yesterday's one game, one start, one goal, I'm happy with that. I'll give him an IT.
Yeah. No, you're just saying, Haaland can go 10 minutes without touching the ball.
Yeah.
In a Premier League game. In an actual Premier League game, he can go like 6-7 minutes without maybe touching the ball twice.
Yeah.
That's it. Like,
he wasn't involved today, bro, by the goal. But if you really look at it.
Doesn't run back, doesn't get involved, doesn't do anything. Just holds his position, moves around. Like if he can get in the way, maybe at a break because he's in a position to do so, he's not going to chase anybody. He's not going to run back.
Yep.
He can score 2 goals in a game and touch the ball 20 times.
Yep.
Yeah, he just does. So you couldn't do that in most teams. You couldn't have a guy like that. But then you're Man City and he scores 400 goals, so you can have one. Okay, cool, good for you guys.
Yeah.
You know, but most people don't have that. We can't have a Núñez where, no, Darwin, look, you just stand there and you don't do anything and we'll feed you the ball. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Jacob. You know, yeah, but we need players who are going to be involved for 90 minutes. Like you say, running, chasing her. We don't get to have a Haaland that just stands around and just does nothing. You have to be involved. And that was the thing I was interested to see was what our team would look like if Núñez replaced Jota, given how they play in the same position, but they're so fundamentally different styles of players. And I don't think we actually looked that different yesterday. I think we still tried to play exactly the same type of football. We didn't try and do anything overly different. It seemed to work okay. It didn't look too clunky. Yeah. But again, I just want to say again, I thought Bournemouth were really, really good. They were a good team to come up against. They caused us problems, which is good. You need challenges to improve. You play shit teams every week, you're not going to improve. They cut us open a few times, but we did something we haven't done in a while, which we basically scored 3 goals on the break.
Yeah.
Three goals in 10 minutes.
I thought
Bang, bang, bang.
KJ's statement too was something that should be noted too as well. If KJ goes and says the head flicked on pass to Salah initially was very good, and Salah had the pass appreciation to set him on his way with another delicious pass.
They play well off each other. JK said earlier when he came in first, they really looked to play off each other. Darwin and Salah a lot, and they were having they had a good kind of understanding.
Mm-hmm. And Ibu, and it was Ibu's pass that was the initial pass to Darwin, that he did the header from to pass it to Salah. So
there you go. No, he did well. I think Darwin he was full of energy. How many did he get caught offside many times? I can't even remember.
No, zero.
There you go. That's a good stat to have for him.
Yeah,
maybe
I don't know if Albert was in the stands or not, but I think maybe he heard Albert's call of Darwin's always offsides. He's never onside. Yeah, and Darwin said, "Hold that."
Well, it would be a reason to stay away from the line at least.
Yeah.
If Albert was over there, he'd be.
Yeah, definitely so. Maybe so. You don't want to hear Albert going off about it.
Maybe that's why he was on the right. Albert was over on the left side.
Maybe.
You know that chance he had where they said it was a handball by him, and then the guy saved it on the line. I wish you should have finished that anyway.
They called that a handball?
I think so.
They called that a handball?
I think so. Yeah, because it would have been a corner because it was deflection, and they gave a handball for that. I just wondered, he should have scored that though. I just believe he should have just whacked that in. Then after they could have looked, I don't think it was handball.
So
play to the whistle. Yeah. If you see goal, see ball, kick ball, in goal, and wait and see what happens afterwards. Yeah, you don't look around. Kick the ball in, and then if it gets choked off, whatever. But yeah, just finish it. Definitely.
We only have a few more players to go through. And we still got about 20 minutes left of the show here, a little over 20 minutes. Salah is our next. Shout out to again to Beijing Reds TV when we had Beijing Pops LFC on the channel, because Salah is definitely the Egyptian King is Pops' guy. He loves. We all love the Egyptian King for the most part, but that is the Egyptian King is one of Pop's favorite players on the team, and What did you have for Salah yesterday? I see Bonkers starting off with a 75 for Bonkers. But Salah was very maligned in this game, by the way. Very maligned. A lot of people were they're calling him selfish. They're calling him wasteful. They were saying, with his shot selection at least. What was your? I know Irishman. I remember what you said in the chat, so I'll leave your I'll let you go second again, but I'll go JK first this time, and then bring it to you, Irishman, and then have Nolante have his opinion. JK, what was your opinion on Salah?
Busy. Got an assist. Didn't score. I think he was okay, bro. I'm not going to moan about Salah because for me, you can't do 2 goals every game, 2 assists every game. Players have the off days, So for me, his all-round gameplay was sound. The link-up play with Darwin on occasions was cool. But for me, it wasn't his greatest game yesterday. I don't think he needed to do that. I think Diaz sort of took that role yesterday. So less pressure on Salah when another guy does the business, So for me, I'm not really going to worry about Salah not scoring yesterday, for example. But he got an assist, so that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So he did what he offered something in the game. He got
Right.
us a goal,
Yeah,
you know?
he had a goal contribution.
There you go. He does it every game, though, bro. You know, even if he don't score, he probably will get an assist.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll give Salah 75. I think sometimes, like when you got players like Trent and Salah and say Virgil, because of their high quality, we sort of degrade them because of they're not doing what they normally do, you know. So like, because Salah never really scored 2 goals yesterday or whatever, his normal 90 out of 100. I'm gonna give him 75 for the assist and everything, and he was trying to run and link up play and stuff like that. I think his passing weren't as bad as was in the Forest game anyway, so that was cool.
Okay. Irishman, what was your score? What would you like to say about Salah? Because I know that you said that you did like you were one of the few in the forum that we were sharing with the with the watch along that didn't think he had a bad game. I didn't think Salah had a bad game, but from what we were listening to, a lot of people did have that perspective. What was your perspective?
Yeah, just the thing about it being that Mo is X, Mo is Y, Mo is Z, but it's just that's Mo, and it's just like as usual. JK is spot on. On another day, those little selfish bits and pieces, they don't come off. But he also scores a couple of goals, and everyone forgets about the little selfish bits and pieces because that's just Mo. He's like that's how he. Now again, before anyone says, it's about today's game or yesterday's game. It's not about what he's done before. But what I'm saying is he doesn't get the numbers that he's got for us without being the kind of player that he showed. Yes, that's just Mo, and that's always been Mo. And okay, it might not be happening at the huge numbers that it was happening in the past, whereas it was almost guaranteed he would score every game at one point. But it's to me, it was just that is a typical Mo performance. That's someone who's totally busy, and on another day, on another game, those go in, or he gets an extra assist even. So when you look at everything he did, like I was saying, if we had a new player and they came in, say it was Chiesa, and he had exactly the same game as that. He played on the right, and he was as involved as that. People would have said, "Oh, he's unlucky." That he, when he passed that one, oh, maybe he could have done this or maybe he could have, but he was super involved.
Yeah.
He was trying things. We'd be like, this guy is class. Not this guy is class, but look how good he is. He's really involved. He tried, he could have scored 2, got an assist, a different decision here. And that pass was only like another inch or another bit of power on that. And that's another assist. I didn't really see the problem. It's just so easy to just go, oh, Mo's being selfish again. Mo's being selfish again. It's like, it's kind of his job to score goals. I expect him to take these chances. I didn't see any one where there was like, he was in a really awkward position and there was somebody in a really obvious goal scoring position with a simple pass, and Mo decided to try and beat a keeper instead of giving an obvious pass. That to me would be selfish. I just thought Mo was thinking, no, I can finish this. It's my job to score goals for a team, and I can finish this. And he tried. I really didn't see anything but what Mo has always done for us. And look at again, he got an assist in the game. It's like I said, if that had been a new signing and that had been their first game for the club, we would have been singing their praises for how involved they were and how much energy they put and how many chances they were getting involved in.
Yeah. Bernie was asking for some stats. I was going to bring him up too. And then I'll get Lamonte's score.
Sorry, I never gave him a score actually. So I'll give him a 75. I never actually gave.
I think you did say 75, but okay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Bernie's getting him 75 as well. I was gonna say for yesterday, why I thought when initially with the eye testing, I somewhat understood. There were times where I was like, oh, you should have passed it, or oh, just like KJ said, oh, I would have liked to see you pass it rather than shoot it there, or oh, I would have liked to see you shoot it there rather than pass it there. But a lot of that's hindsight and everything else as well. But what stats wise or his numbers, it's why when you said that, Brian, I looked at his numbers and I was like, he had a better game, and that's why I had to watch the game over. He had a better game than people are really giving him credit for. He had 48 touches. He's about 80%. He's like 79% for his passing. 1 for 1 for his crossing. 0 for 2 for long balls. Had 4 shots on target. 5 out of 7 for his dribble attempts. 8 out of 15 for his ground duels. Lost the ball 12 times. Fouled. Gave away 2 fouls, but was fouled 3 times. And I think even 1 or 2 of them resulted in a yellow card for the player that fouled him. And then one of the things that was most notable, got the assist, obviously, but and even beyond the 0.61 XG, 6 key passes. That's a lot of key passes. That's a key passes is an important statistic, meaning that this pass led to an actual, big chance or some type of opportunity for us. And he was involved. He was certainly involved. But there were certain moments where it might have been what I asked earlier about Trent, could be about Mo Salah. Was Mo Salah at Mo Salah level of expectations, or was he at or are you rating him on just, a player or just everyday player levels? If any other player, if any other right wing got some of those statistics, you probably be like, oh, he had a great game, but it is interesting. I know that the chat gave him a lot of 70s, 75 from Bonkers, 75 from KJ. Bernie gave him a 75. Red Armchair gave him a 70. Nalante, what was your score for him? What was your score for Salah? Mohammed Salah.
Yeah, no, I agree with the points. You, Jake, JK, and Brian was saying. Salah again. It's very hard, man. He's a bit up and down in the game. He's a bit pedestrian at times, but then again, he started the nice 1-2 play, which got Nunes Curler great goal, which he would have been proud of. So yeah, 75 really, 75. I agree.
Okay.
If we have a Ben Doak out there, he's not doing that. If we have
right,
this guy, like I say, I think Mo Salah is very, very quickly becoming the epitome of they don't know what they've got till it's gone. Because some of the comments I've been hearing about him, calling him trash, like just saying, I don't care. Like the guy was trash a year ago, he was trash 2 years ago, he was trash when he was scoring all those goals, he's still trash now. This kind of stuff, there's a weird little cadre of people out there that as soon as this guy leaves,
that probably.
no, it wasn't came out, but once
Okay.
he's gone, 2 years down the line, these people will be saying, this guy isn't what Salah is. This guy can't do what Salah was doing. Look at Salah's numbers. They'll be comparing the new players who come into Salah's numbers, but now they're saying just insanity, complete insanity. To put up the kind of numbers he's put up, I don't know when we'll see that again, to be honest, especially in the squad game at Liverpool. Someone that puts up a 30-plus league season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there's going to be a long time before you see that, especially the way that the scoring in the Premier League has gone. Obviously, Haaland is on other settings. He just broke a record today for the Premier League.
11 now? Is it 11 already?
Yeah. In 10 games. Yeah. And then, the quickest to get there. And also, he set the record for reaching 100 goals. Set the record for reaching 100 goals in the shortest time span. He did. It is the same length of time that CR7 got 100 goals in La Liga. Is the same amount of time that it took him to get 100 goals in the Premier League. That's a huge accomplishment. But no one cares. So anyway,
Yeah. F
no one
both
cares.
those guys. F both those guys.
Exactly. We do not care. So I had him at 80, but I know everyone had him at like 70s. So or
I gave him
75s.
a 75. I gave him a 75. I think.
Yeah. So I'll bring him down to the 75 rating for him. And let's get into the substitutes. We only had 3 substitutes, which is very interesting. We didn't use the full complement of substitutes.
Yeah.
And
I
it
was
was
expecting the usual, the 3 at 60, and then I was expecting that too.
Switch out
Especially as we were
to a
3-0 up.
double, then maybe a triple or something like that. Or
because we were already 3-0 up. I thought, here we go. I mean, we're definitely going to get a big raft of them. I was really disappointed that Chiesa didn't come on earlier, given, like I say, that we were 3-0 up. I thought it was a perfect time to maybe even give him the second half, but the manager knows how fit he is. I don't. So
yeah, he does. I'm sure they still they still probably have in place the same thing that they have with Klopp, in that the medical team is, monitoring his minutes and figuring out,
probably even a more advanced version. Who knows?
Who knows?
Well, his techie, the way technology is 2 years. 2 years ago, technology, that's old stuff now.
Yeah.
There's a new way of, like, those things that they put on them.
Yeah,
they'll probably tell you who their ancestors are at this stage.
The 23andMe of football. Yeah.
There's I'll just a quick segue because it's a funny story, but there's a footballer from the 1980s, 1990s. I can't remember his name. He's a very famous footballer. I'll try to remember by the time the anecdote is over. But they invented those things. It was like the sports bra type thing. It was a very early version of that, GPS and monitoring heart rate, running and all that. So he was injured, so he wasn't going to be at the club. So the manager had given it to him and said, look, we want you to put this on the sports staff. It's this thing, like, so look, here's your plan, right? We want you to do X amount of, meters running and all of that. So you put it on and it'll log your data, and then you hand it back into the club at the end of the month, whatever. So we'll just make sure you're doing your training to get your knee right again. He's like, yeah, cool, nice one, boss. He brought his dog to the park. He strapped it to his dog and threw a ball around. So his dog ran around with this GPS thing on it and logged up. But he was just sitting there, standing around doing nothing. And he just strapped this thing to his dog. And his dog, they were like, wow, you did like 800 fucking K last year. It's like, okay, yeah. He had a German Shepherd.
But it's interesting. Why should you stopping at fire hydrants? What's your obsession with fire hydrants now or something?
This guy was like, I'm not running. I just tied to the dog and set him off.
This player right here is someone that, again, is getting a lot of attention for some of the wrong reasons, but he's getting attention. I'm not going to bring up some of the other things that Brian brought up backstage, but about his personal life. But what Curtis Jones brings to this team has been really on focus. I know that I used the word that he could be, he's an exceptional talent in that I believe he's an exceptional talent is that he has the fact that I like the fact that he is a homegrown player and scouser and everything else, and that, that he's living the dream and everything else. But I just wanted to give some statistics for Curtis before we rate him, because I know a lot of people have their own perceptions of Curtis currently. 29 minutes played yesterday, had a 0.14 when it comes to XG. I will give you that. The goal the shot that he had on goal was a conservative shot. I think that he's maybe allowing some of the talk, or he's recognizing that his play is very important. It has to be good for him to get these minutes, and the minutes are going to be limited. So he took a very conservative shot, by using he kind of instepped it with the shot rather than just putting his laces through the ball for a very, very doable shot, as a very goal worthy opportunity for him, but he had 25 touches, 19 out of 19 for his passing. Obviously, he had the one shot that was blocked that I spoke on earlier. 2 for 2 for his dribble attempts, 4 for 4 for his ground duels, and had 2 tackles. Those were the statistics for Curtis Jones. With that said, let's go Irishman, or actually, let's go Nolante, then Irishman, and then JK. Nolante, what was your rating for Curtis Jones?
Yeah, listen, Curtis had a good half an hour, which was good to see. I thought he'd done all right.
Yeah.
Thought he was busy. He done all right in the 10, and the 10 was a position which he started at the academy. So yeah, he had a good game. He linked up the play well. I think he done all right. For half an hour, I'll give him a solid 65. Thought he done all right.
Okay. Brian?
Well, first up, I'd like to say thanks for not mentioning what I said backstage by telling everyone you weren't going to mention what I said backstage about his personal life. Thanks, that's nice.
Well, I'm saying that.
If anyone
I know
can
it's
help
out
me out
there.
from under the bus,
Yeah.
if anyone can help me out from under the bus, that'd be nice.
No.
It was there was no reason to lead with it. There was no reason to lead with it. It was backstage. Again, yeah, he came on and tidied it up. Did a good job. Someone that has very, very few minutes. So
Yeah.
It's good to see that he came on and he had like you say, he had good touches. He didn't lose the ball. He didn't give it away. He was involved. So that will leave him probably, what's the word? Given slot maybe pause for thought that maybe he doesn't have to play Szoboszlai in that position week in, week out.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine very much Jones starting in that position now against West Ham. I'm very surprised if he doesn't after a performance like that in a half an hour. So it's a good little cameo. So yeah, short amount of time. Probably should have scored again. Better decision making with the finish, and you got a goal. But other than that, what did he do wrong? Not a lot. So like I said, they all come on at 50 par, but even with a half an hour, 60. Yeah, a 60, but that's good for a half an hour, by the way. That's for a half an hour, I think 60 is like an 80 overall.
Okay.
So.
Okay. JK?
Yeah. See, with Curtis, he's either good or he's either bad. One of the two, He hasn't found his feet all season, got injured. But yesterday he was on it. Everything he was doing, it just worked. So that's what I want to see with Curtis, where it's not bad, and then where he don't play terrible, where he can't find his feet. Like yesterday, he came on, did a job, and he was tight with everything he was doing. So his focus was right yesterday for the game.
So what would be your score for him?
For Curtis, I'll give him a 70 as well.
Okay.
I think he did pretty well when he came on.
Yeah, I had him at a 72, but I saw a lot of 65s and
like I suppose it starts at like do it for half an hour, doesn't it? So you do for half an hour, does half an hour, you do for half an hour. Right, now do for a game. Okay, now do for a month.
Right.
Now do for a season. Like build it up. So it's like, okay, you show me you can do it for half an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a game now. I'm going to give you 90 minutes against West Ham. Do it for 90 against West Ham. Give me a decision to make against Wolves. Because Dom isn't ripping it up,
No, he's not.
So, okay.
Same, very similar. You could argue very similar to, maybe give Curtis a run the same way that we're, vying for Darwin to get a run. Give Curtis a run maybe at it, allow for Dom,
if there's a chink of armor,
rest and
a chink of light maybe. If there's a chink of light, there's a way into that team. There's a way into that team for you there, which is the West Ham game to build on top of this performance. Go and do that, and at least give him a decision to make. Don't make it like, oh well, obviously it's going to be Dom and Mac and Grav again. Make him sit there and go, Jesus man, could I drop Curtis? Could I bring him in? Could he do it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you improve. That's how you go right competition now. So Dom is looking over his shoulder, going, "Okay, I've got to step this up because if I don't, I'm going to lose my place to Curtis Jones. I don't want to be that guy."
Make some healthy competitions on the pitch. Not a bad thing to have. Not a bad thing to have.
Vital.
Let's start with you on this, Irishman, because I know that Chiesa is your guy. You've been vying for him to get a start, get his in there.
Yeah, I loved what I saw when he came on. I've been really happy to see him come in because it's basically our only new signing, really.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an attacking player. He's a skillful player. He's great pedigree. Quite a few years from his kind of stratospheric kind of peak, his rise. Still doesn't really look like a footballer. It looks like an electrician or something. He just he doesn't quite fit the jersey yet. He just he looks so happy though. Yeah, really, really impressive. I thought really involved, really like straight away just involved. You know.
Yeah.
It didn't sit on the
I think
periphery.
his first touch ended up being like getting into a goal opportunity.
Yeah, didn't hang back. You know, didn't hide. Didn't sit in the periphery. Didn't try and kind of wait for the ball to come to him and say, you know, oh no, pass it to me. He went looking for it.
Yeah.
He tried to get involved, and you can see he's desperate to just play football again, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
So I thought, yeah, really impressive, really good first touch, really good technique, good pace, good speed. So yeah, I was delighted to see it. So what would I give it? Same as I gave Jones, but slightly more because just the excitement factor. 65.
Okay. Nalate, or wait, make sure. Yeah, Nalate. Just make sure you're not on mute.
Yeah. Caragino, Bella, look at that go again.
There you go.
That's okay. Yeah, listen, good cameo, man. Again, easy. Like I said, I'm not going to jinx it, but he's going to be a key player for us. Not in the sense of going to start every game, but he's going to be a very useful asset. Thought it was good. Came on, made things happen. He tried the world. If that went in, then I think we'll be having a different conversation. We'll be taking the game.
Yeah.
We'll talk about case as well. Then, yeah, man, this is sharp. The only thing I would actually, you know what? I'll leave it to Slot. I was going to say something, but I'll leave that. So, yeah, I hope hopefully he starts against West Ham. He should start against West Ham. I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to you, Brian. Yeah, like I said, 65 for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
JK?
Do you know what he reminds me of quickly, JK, before you give yours? I don't know if he kind of reminds me of like a cross between a Shaqiri and a Jared Bowen.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is.
Like, he just looks like a goal scorer, but he also looks like I don't know, he looks like he's got worldies in him. He's got that Shaqiri thing about him where he's going to ping one in from 30 yards. We all know it. He's going to ping one in the top corner from 30 yards eventually. He's just that kind of guy.
No, I hear you, Brian, but I would say in terms of Shaqiri, but I think he's more of a winger than both of them. He's more a man on the outside, LA Diaz as well. So as much as he does the outside, outside as well.
Okay.
And Shaqiri and Bowen are neither all really, to be fair. But I hear what you're saying. I'm trying to think of but we digress anyway. I'm trying to think of another player, but yeah. I see what you mean, Brian. I see the technicalities and what you mean. I do understand that.
Yeah, I just think he's got that thing where even if it's like 30 yards out, if he sees the goal open up, he's going to hit it. Because he'll just think, I can bend this in. He's got that kind of mentality. I like that. You need someone who's prepared to try something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, JK.
For me, the scene was set yesterday, bro. When that ball just sort of, when Gapco headed it to him, that was beautiful. I was like, I wish I was him right there. Before he took that shot, I said, I wish that was me. You know, I would have hit it outside of my right foot. That would have gone in beautifully. I was thinking, I said he's going to score. I just had a funny feeling
Yeah,
this
yeah.
guy's got it in him to score.
Yeah.
He
You know
does.
what I mean? I was gutted when he hit it too straight. But for me, I agree with what Brian's saying about he's got it in him and he's going to score some bangers this game.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking
He's
about
not afraid
the
to
one
have
that hit the
crack.
woodwork was a nice shot too. But
He
yeah,
is not afraid to try the audacious.
Yeah.
It's not going to phase him at all, I don't think. And I'd love to see that.
That's the
You know what I
security.
like about-
That's the reason why I can see your Shaqiri shout, because
That's my
Shaqiri.
Shaqiri bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just see it. Even if it's like 30 yards, he's like, no, I can bury this. Don't
Yeah, I
worry,
can
man.
make
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's nice to have someone like that in the team. And for me, I got no expectations of this guy as well because I don't really know his game.
Yeah.
He didn't cost us 80, 90, 100 million. He cost us 10 million, you know.
Yeah.
What's 10 million now?
Chum change,
Yeah.
man.
There you go. So for me, all good. I don't mind them type of signings when the guy stays fit. Arthur Melo never stayed fit. Hence why.
Let's not bring up Melo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm not gonna say long as this guy stays fit, you know. And from that, everything else is a bonus for me. For me, Wednesday, I would love to see him starting. I think all fans want to see him start on Wednesday, you know. And I like the way the Liverpool fans welcomed him onto the pitch yesterday. I think we really welcomed this guy into the club.
Yeah.
I see McTominay go to Napoli and the welcome he got. You know,
Yeah.
You get me? I was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
that's McTominay, lads! Like, come on,
Yeah.
chill." You know.
Yeah.
So, but for me,
I mean, like,
Chiesa,
look at the welcome that Connor
Gallagher
got in
standard players, bro.
in
Like
Spain.
standard. Yeah, like for me, McTominay and the guy who went to Atletico Madrid, sort of standard British type of players. Where Chiesa, for me, is he could be a special little player, man.
No, people are excited about this player. You're right about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. Definitely.
Slow burning. I think he's getting step by step. He will get more minutes. Hence why I think maybe Wednesday he will start. Hopefully, man.
I think that you're right about that. I
It's
mean,
an
we're
easy
seeing
one. That's an easy
slow
one, sure.
progression.
Tim Curtis.
He got Champions League minutes. He got, or even though it was only a minute or whatever, but they were trying to get him earlier than that. You know, he got now like 19. I think 18 minutes in this game. Let me double check real quick.
Look the impact he had in that
18 minutes.
time.
This plus extra time.
I'll give him a 70 for yesterday anyway. Just in the way first game at Anfield, trying to get involved. He weren't quiet. He was getting about, you know. So good little vibe.
How about for last but not least, Cody Hackbo? Let's go with UJK first, and then we'll go Milante, and then we'll go and Irishman.
Gapco, he didn't really get how many minutes did Gapco get? Do you know that, bro?
18 minutes. He came in with
18,
yeah.
Like for me, certain players, like the game he had against Milan, for me, probably one of the man of the matches. Him and Gravenberch say. Yesterday, game was already won. Came on, looked busy again. You know, he looks busy. That's what I like about Gapco. Even though he's a sub, he always looks busy when he comes onto the pitch. He looks a bit more directed this season, I would say, compared to last season. I think the Euros was good for him. He got a lot of goals, top scorer. So for me, having that on the bench, you can't really moan about that, you know. And I've seen fans moan about Gapco. I've seen it. I've been there, done that. But for me, the man of the match maybe against Milan. So yeah, I'll give him a 70 as well, bro. No, I'll give him a 65.
Okay. Talked yourself out of it. Okay.
No. I was just thinking he wasn't really involved. Like say, like when Jones came on.
Oh yeah, they are. KJ, they are. Sorry, Jake. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, when he came on yesterday, he looked like he had the ball more than say Gapco did, for example. Hence why I gave Curtis Jones 70.
Okay. Milante, what was your rating for Cody? Agent Cody. What was your rating for him?
Yeah, Asian Cody. Yeah, I think similar to JK was saying. He came on, didn't do much, but his pressing, his energy was good, and you know, obviously, he could feel a bit hard done by not starting. But
That's why the manager's manager for a reason. But yeah, I thought he was all right. You know, not much of the ball, but when he did, he was okay. So yeah, Cody's just standard 60, really.
60. Okay. Irishman.
Yeah, same, because not really involved a lot.
Yeah.
So
13
not much.
touches, 3
Not
key
much,
passes,
yeah, so
1
there
big
you
chance created, basically.
Yeah,
1
there
shot
you go.
blocked. Yeah, 1 shot and it was blocked.
So 13 touches
Yeah.
just shows you it wasn't a lot really. So I wouldn't be overly
Mm.
judgmental on that amount of time. So give him 58 for coming on and
For coming
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
doing okay. Yeah. But like I said, it's been a little bit overlooked. I think it hasn't been talked about it much at all. That how quickly we scored those 3 goals. Like that all happened basically if you're a Bournemouth player in the blink of an eye. You know, we went from being kind of on the ropes a little bit, missed a couple of chances, and then bang, bang, bang. The next thing you know, they're 3-0 down. They didn't know what
Yeah.
to do. So
Yeah.
it was an incredibly tight bunch of goals, you know, to do it like that and just end that game almost from it was like in a boxing, like we were, that was if that had been points, I think they may even have been winning that game on points, you know, or at least
Mhm.
level in some judges until bang, 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 we knocked them out. You know, they were going toe to toe with us. You know, they're creating just as many chances. Okay, we had probably more the Diaz type ones, you know, but all of a sudden, then next thing they know, and we know, that game is pretty much over, done and dusted. And we haven't done that in a while, you know, scoring 3 goals in a rapid succession like that. So the lads that came on later on, you know, I was hoping maybe to add 1 or 2 second half, you know, maybe bring on a kid or something like that. Maybe we get a chance to add 1 or 2. Never quite broke for us, but someone mentioned earlier on they had 19 shots. So there was a lot of, you know, that was a fun game, you know, as well, as much as anything else. That was a fun game.
It was a fun game. It was a fun game. I agree with that. It was a fun game, especially since the result was in our favor. But it was a fun game in that it wasn't like it wasn't like the Forest game where, you know,
low block bullshit.
Low block. You have like 8 guys almost practically in the box type thing.
They came to play, and I applaud them for it.
Yeah. Let's just get a if you could just give me your score for Arnie, people in the chat and also on the panel. I'll just go quick fire for Slot because I want to get to the man of the match and then
85. There you go. 85 for me.
85 for Arnie.
Yeah.
How about for you, Nolante?
Same.
Okay. JK.
Same as well. The Darwin choice. The Darwin starting Darwin. That was for me the biggest topic last week. Before the game happened, do you reckon Darwin would start before Jota? I said yeah, he should do to get some game time. He did it and got a goal, so it worked out okay.
Okay. 85s across the board. KJ's giving him an 80. I gave him an 83. Any other scores from the chat you guys want to put them in for Arnie? Get them in now. Jimmy giving an 85. 80 for Marion. Okay. Let's go 83. Well, that's like right in the middle from the 85s and the 80s. So it gets down to the best part of the show, which is or everyone's most anticipated part of the show. Man of the match, player of the match, or everyone is man of the match because we're talking Premier League. So, who was your man of the match? JK, who's your man of the match?
I'm gonna give it to Kanate.
Okay.
Hipster.
Nolante? Yeah, right. Nolante. Who was your man of the match?
I think you know who it is, Scott. Your man.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Which one is his man? They're all his.
Yeah, I know.
Noted.
Lucho, I think he means Lucho.
All right,
Straight from Colombia. Yeah.
Sorry, Nina. Sorry.
That's all right. Right, he's no top score. He's number one. Although he tries to play it off, but yeah.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa. Don't forget.
Dua Lipa is no man.
God, could you imagine if Dua Lipa played for Liverpool? What we'd have to listen to. She's amazing. Just give her. It's only 1 in 800 goals. But just give her a chance. Give her a chance.
Yeah.
One kiss
Good.
is all it takes.
She'll
That's
come
why.
good. Yeah.
One kiss is all it takes. So
One goal, all it takes.
Yeah, one goal is all it takes.
Yeah.
For Darwin, that's what it seems like too. For right now, at least.
Diaz for me.
What was your
too.
rating?
Diaz
What was your
for me
rating
too.
not rating? Excuse me. What was your man of the match? Excuse me.
Choice from Adam. Yeah, I'm Diaz too. By the way, yeah, he's
Diaz. Okay.
Yeah.
KJ want Lucho or Ibu. Jimmy want Ibu or Kelleher. So.
No, I just think he wants.
Oh,
yeah,
and a
just
mention
need
for Kelleher.
mention.
Excuse me,
A
a
mention
mention
for Keller. Yeah.
So that was
Jimmy
two
doing
for,
it right.
2 for Ibu. You know what? Yeah. If it wasn't a tie, I would probably go. I'd probably even say Darwin, but just because I was so happy seeing this goal. But I would definitely say I would say Lucho. He's been on an incredible tear so far in the game this season.
We need credibility in our man of the match choices. They need to credit.
Yeah. There's those, and it was kind of interesting because Lucho had there was talks about like, should Lucho start this game, or should Cody should get the start over Lucho, and it wasn't necessarily because of fitness or trying to manage his minutes. And there were people out there, or at least there were some publications even out there that were talking about since Cody had a good game.
Yeah, give him the
League.
reward. Give him the reward, they thought. But again, I thought whoever started that was going to drop. It's not about you good, him bad. It's absolutely nothing to do with that. It's just, this is our man right now. I think Diaz is performing in the league. He gets what Slot wants him to do. I don't see him losing that place very often because, like I say, to the Gakpo, the people that are saying, and I'm one of those people that would you like to see him play? Of course I would. I'd see them all play. Can we play with 12 people? Mm-hmm. No, we can't. So does Diaz go out? Because that's your next question. Yeah. It can't just be, I want Gakpo to start. And some people just think it's as simple as saying, I think Gakpo should start. And they just think like that's the end of the opinion. Well, no, there's a question after. Is it, well, who are you going to drop?
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean, are you dropping Salah,
who's going to drop?
Nunez, or Diaz? And then it's like, whatever. I just want Gakpo to start. So it's really not that simple, But Gakpo should start, or Diaz should start. That's up to you. But they can both only play.
That's up to you.
To their most effectiveness in one position. That's all the way I see it.
And also,
you can't
I think
play
that
Gakpo in a 10.
No, you can't. You can't. You can, but
no, you can.
Maybe
but you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't.
I mean, this only because he does play the 10 for Holland.
Sometimes, but
he
not
has
very
played
effective.
The 10 for Holland.
Yeah, he's been in it. For us,
that's another.
Dom, Jones, Elliott, cool. We're covered there.
Yeah.
So, but I think Gakpo against West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kay's on the right. I can't wait to see that. There's goals in that one. There's goals in that one.
Yeah. So we're gonna give Lucho the man of the match, and that is going to bring us pretty much to the end of our show here.
Are we keeping track of this, by the way?
Of
our man of the match?
We could. We could. I could. I'll.
Does anyone remember who got it against Forest? Even though
we didn't give one for Forest. We didn't give one for Forest.
Yeah. We should start keeping track actually, so we can give
that's a good idea.
End of season award for the most man of the match.
Yeah, to see who's got the most man of the match awards. Yeah, that's a good idea. Definitely good idea. We do have again, the third round draw being played on the 23rd, which is this Wednesday. It will be against West Ham, who is coming off a 3-0 defeat from Chelsea. I believe that was at home too, by the way. I believe it was at home for West Ham.
Yeah, that manager ain't working out, man. Lopetegui ain't working out.
No, currently not doing what he needs to do.
With all those players and all that money they spent, I mean, it's a bit disappointing. I think we're going to do the usual and batter them. We always beat them at Anfield.
We should do a number on them, but as always, we're gonna keep it respectful and go into this match and do our best, because I know we're gonna probably see some rotation. We'll be doing a pre-game, depending on what time it is too. Maybe we could do a lead-in, but I'd have to double check to see what time that game is. Check.
It should be.
Is that noon?
It should be
for my time. It's at lunchtime for me. Yeah. So we can do a lead-in.
7:45 UK. Yeah,
we can do a lead-in for that.
Around 40 your time, I think, something like that.
Yeah, and I was also going to say that I wanted to end with a little bit of fun. Our moment of Zen moment. Look, I'm going to say this right now. For those out there, for those Red Devils out there that do some wax lyrical over their boy Martinez. What the heck is this? I'll show this full screen. Is he trying? Is he doing? I know R. Kelly is a bad word or name to use, but is he trying to learn how to fly you? What is this? What is he doing? Is he playing Frogger? What is this? This is this guy is a unique and special person.
Kind of love him though.
Yeah.
Argentinians, man.
Oh man, I have no idea what that is, but
you can take the man out of Argentina, but you can't take the Argentina out of the man. That's what I'm gonna say. He sees a ball, he's going to do anything he has to do. Yeah, it's insane. And did he even get? I think he got a yellow.
He got a yellow. This should have been a red.
Yeah. But I think because he actually ended up nowhere near the dude. But if he'd even come close to touching him, he was going off.
Yeah,
I think it was just because he ended up so far away from the guy.
Yeah,
that he didn't get sent off. Any kind of contact with something like that, you're talking about a 4-game ban. You're getting an extra game on top of the 3-game ban for being 2 feet off the ground.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I think that's excuse me, Kamada, right?
The Palace guy is a Palace player.
Yeah, it's a Palace player. I think it's it's their Japanese national, Kamada. And
he's looking
I just think it's just funny. I think Kamada's like, what? He's like,
he's already
he's
changed his body shape. I'm out of here.
He's like, what is this dude doing?
If he was a slow guy, he's probably got a broken ankle right now. He's just able to get out of the way.
Yeah.
But I've always said I love Argentinian center halves, and I've always said because of things like that. But that is, that's the B-Tech version of that stuff.
The vegan butcher needs to go.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
hilarious, but stupid.
Yeah. I mean, if someone gotten hurt and it hurt, we would have had a whole different story, discussion. But still. Vegan butcher.
What's with the arms, though?
I know that's my point. I don't even know what he's doing. He's doing like. Is
that necessary for
the baby shark or something? I don't know what is that like. Is he trying? I swear he's trying to learn how to fly right there.
Because
he's doing this. Maybe I get it. Maybe he's thinking he's doing his reminiscing of Titanic. And he's just dreaming of like of being at the front of the ship, because Manchester United is a Titanic in itself. They are the Titanic in itself. So
I mean, maybe he's thinking, if I fling my arms out wide, like you say, Jack at the front of Titanic, nobody will notice my feet and what they're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Classic distraction tactic. Because, yeah, I'm about to break someone's leg over here. I'll fling my arms out and no one will see what happened.
He's trying to make his he's got his peacock on, his Valaps. I think they get big with their they get all big and stuff. Whatever. Vegan Butcher can go, whatever. I'm not gonna say
chop up some couscous or something.
Yeah, something, Make yourself
go make me a falafel, bitch.
Yeah, there you go. Before we sign out here, because we're coming up on a 3-hour mark. Another fun episode. Some great participation by the chat. Also, some exceptional participation as always. Superb participation from the panel as always as well. Irishman, do you want to say anything to the people before they go on with their Sunday evening or Sunday morning, whichever they're embarking on right now?
No, again, there was a really good crowd, so that's really helpful. That's really encouraging and really great to see. So anybody that didn't hit I know I forgot until about half an hour ago. So if you did forget, make sure you do. But please. Like I say every time, thanks for being in. Genuinely, thanks for being here. And if you can be back again tomorrow, that would be fucking awesome. So see you again.
Very awesome. Yes. Nalante, would you like to give a shout to the people?
Yeah, no, just as going big up the chat as always. It's always interesting opinions and different. Speak about our team. We got over blip with Forest, which I'm still a little bit irritation. It's like a little flea that came in your ear. It's buzzing around. But yeah, we move. 4 wins out of 5, and onto the Carabao Cup as defending champions.
Boom. JK.
Yeah, I also want to say nice one to the chat. Great contribution as always. The guys, Nilante, Brian, and Quasi earlier as well.
Yeah.
Big him up as well. It's good to have a good little chat about the game yesterday. See what happens in a week, how the football world changes. Like this time last Sunday, all of us get it from the day before. We dropped points on Arsenal and City. They both gained points on us. And the week later, they sort of dropped points and we gained 2 on them. So it's all good,
Football is brilliant, man. That's why
that's why I love football, man. It's not ever the same. Never the same.
3 days later, you've got a chance to win another game and everything's golden again.
There you go. There you
go. We'll bring up some fantasy. We'll give updates on the fantasy league tomorrow. I noticed a little tip that I picked up. Connor Bradley transferred Darwin Nunez into his FPL team before the game. So you know what I mean? So I know, Brian, we were talking about bringing up some of the players FPL teams and such. I'll have to keep a closer eye on some of these players and what they're doing with their own teams, so we can get some inside dirt before it's actually released. It's kind of interesting.
Please tell me that no Liverpool player has a Man United player in their team.
No, not of the guys that are playing. The players that I know their teams are Salah, Bradley, Basic, Kanade, Jota. There's 2 other guys, and that's it. None of them have Andy Robertson. None of them have any United players. Most of them at the start of the season have themselves, but they've all gone a bit different now. But yeah, that was leaked. That
Diego took
was a
himself.
couple of-
Diego
couple
took
of people
himself
brought
out
in
of his. Diego took
Nunez.
himself out of his own
Yeah.
lineup. Yeah.
Yeah,
There you
because
go.
Nunez, and there was like people knew that, but there was actually Diaz was sold, so a couple of people were saying that Nunez was going to start over Diaz. That never made sense. But then it did come about. So, but Konate got it wrong on week one because he had Nunez. So
Okay.
Konate didn't even know.
Yeah.
But then he sold
He
Nunez.
didn't. He didn't
I
even
think
know
I
he
think
was playing,
Konate
bro.
probably just Konate probably just didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but see, the thing is that like you
in his
also have
lineup.
to.
He's like, oh, I missed the date.
Oh, and Mo Salah, we know Mo Salah's team as well. But the one thing we all know, most of them they all always captain. None of them have Haaland. None of them really have any City players at all, actually. And they all basically always captain Mo, and Mo always captains himself.
There you go. I always
Yeah.
captain Mo all the time, every time.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
Bacetic went buck wild, man. He went buck wild when he got sold. He like ripped up his team and all that stuff. But that's a different story. Oh, and I was right, by the way, because it came out last night. Do you remember when the Zubamendi thing was going on? And I said I wouldn't be at all surprised if we've offered them Bacetic to get to, and Romano said that last night. We did that.
Oh wow.
We tried. Yeah. He said like, oh, and by the way, Romano said, you know that story that everyone was talking about a week ago about him being pissed off and yada yada. That's all bullshit. There's nothing in that. And then he's saying like Liverpool, they do still appreciate the player, yada yada. But as far as Liverpool are concerned, that transfer is dead. That's over. That's done. Now, but then he did say, which I thought would have made sense. We offered them Bacetic. And whatever way, it didn't work out, but that to me made too much sense not to do it. It's like I would love to see him go there.
Yeah,
but,
on loan,
him being able to go back to
on loan, yeah.
No, that's okay. That would have been good actually. That would have been a top deal for us. Yeah. Game time in Spain.
We'll talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. Hopefully, maybe that we'll have the return of the panel if they're available. And but if anything, I hope that you return tomorrow to join us tomorrow in the conversation, whatever it might be. We'll probably end up just doing a little bit of Prem talk and just a little bit of just interesting conversations that we always have on the channel. So
what are we doing? Oh yeah, it's Monday Night Club.
It's Monday Night Club.
Monday Night Club.
Yeah. So it's
anything
about
goes. Anything goes.
Anything goes. It's pop a bottle and enjoy yourself. So
anything goes, but no hose.
Right. Alcohol, no alcohol does not matter.
Indeed,
does not have to be alcohol. It can be non-alcoholic.
I'm gonna say big up to Marianne.
Temple. Yeah, do whatever you do.
Go ahead, check
with the Milan derby, the AC Milan won the Milan derby. So nice to hear. Nice to hear.
Oh no, bro.
Thanks, Jake.
No.
Have I ruined it?
No. I mean,
okay.
No, I'm an Inter fan. So sorry, I'm not an Inter fan. I'm an Inter man. So
we know what you mean.
You're Italian.
Again, thank you guys for joining us today. We're gonna let you go. Thanks for flying with us on the Liverbird, and we will, as always, just continue to say up the Reds, people, up the Reds, because it is what it is. We were top of the league, not for right now, but hey, there's always next week. So we'll see you tomorrow. Please join us in for a little Monday Night Club. And until then, take care of yourselves and peace.